95 last night. The Knicks closed out with an 11-0 run. It was Jalen Brunson scoring 13 of his 30 overall in the fourth quarter. Game 2 tomorrow inside the Frost Bank Center at 7:30. Cowboys have a new wide receiver. His name is Jaden Smith, 6'6", physical pass catcher. Counted for 64 receptions and 849 yards at Nevada.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, somebody wake me up from this nightmare I'm having. Oh, my gosh. Fell asleep about 7:42, woke up about 10:30, and it seems so real. The New York Knicks knocking off the San Antonio Spurs in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Hi, everybody. Thanks for spending a little time with us here on The Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. Tell me it was a nightmare, Minix.
You know, it is what it is. Their superstar took over in the fourth quarter, and our superstar played an awful game.
Uh-huh. Yes, that is actually factually correct. Yeah, Wemby, I don't know. He just did not look Wemby-like last night at all. At most of the time. I mean, really from the get-go, he didn't look great. So I don't know what was going on with him. Fatigue, some people are speculating. Was it the physical play of the New York Knicks? A little of both. I just don't know.
Well, wouldn't he have to be down in the paint to experience the physical play? I mean, when you're hanging out on the perimeter, and I think we've all watched Wemby enough, when he's tired, when his legs aren't there, that's when he's jacking up all the threes, is it not?
Yep. It is. And, oops, let me turn that off. And again, you know, what's irritating about the Spurs, and with the exception of Julian Champagnie last night, he got off to a hot start from the three-point stripe, but nobody else did. But they keep jacking those things up, and I guess at this point in time in the season, we need to get used to the fact that that's what they do.
Well, it is what they do, and I mean, I know I said this yesterday, as simple and as dumb as it sounds. If the Spurs are shooting threes in the 30% range, 34, 35 or more, they're probably going to win. If they're under 30%, they are probably going to lose. Well, they were 25.6% yesterday. They turned the ball over 13 times. About half of those were Victor. He had 6. That turned into 19 points. They were out-rebounded. Second chance points, 23-14. Fast break points. Spurs actually did a little better there, and they scored 50 points in the paint. And even then, I can't tell you, I don't think that the Knicks played a great game, to be honest with you.
They did not.
I don't think the Spurs played a great game. But the Spurs did have a 14-point lead.
They had 2 double-digit leads in that game, if I recall correctly, at 2 separate times, and they blew both of those. Look, and nobody's we got a comment on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Nobody's overreacting. It's 1 game in a 7-game series. However, it is factually correct. The Spurs stunk up the place last night. Whether you like it or not, they did. And their star, Victor Wembanyama, was a no-show. I mean, that's just factual. That's not overreacting. That's just saying what you saw. And so if he doesn't play better, it's going to be a short series for all the wrong reasons.
Now, again, are we overreacting to 1 game? Yes. You know what we do in this world? You know what we do in this business? You react to the most recent game. You might call it overreacting because the Spurs lost the game. But in reality, Wemby was not good last night. You know who was worse last night? Their number 2 superstar, De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
He was awful last night. 3 of 13, 0 of 4 from 3. Dude had 7 points.
You know who was great last night? Dylan Harper. You know who was on the bench in crunch time? Dylan Harper.
That's on the coach, is it not?
Well, of course it is. I'm looking out there. Looking where's Harper? Where is he? He's got to be out there, doesn't he? Has to be. I mean, the Knicks had no answer for Dylan Harper last night. He's as athletic, he's as quick as any of their players, and they had no answer for him. But yet he's on the pine late in the fourth quarter, and I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I mean, we can speculate all kinds of things on Dylan Harper being on the bench or the reasons why. And De'Aaron Fox, veteran guy, been there all year, and he really has been a reliable closer. But last night he didn't have it, and Dylan Harper did. So Mitch Johnson made the decision. And with the Spurs losing, the wrong decision, in most eyes, of playing the guy that had been there all year and been reliable instead of playing the hot hand. And I get why, if that was his reason. Fox has been there, has been the steady guy, make a clutch shot down the stretch. Fine. But with everything on the line, as bad as he was playing, with Harper playing as well as he had been playing, I think I would have rode the hot hand. And again, hindsight being 20/20, I bet you Mitch Johnson probably wishes he would have rode the hot hand. This isn't the time where you be loyal to the guy that's been there all year. You've got to play your best players in the moment, or when I say your best players, you got to play the players that are playing the best in the moment. Jalen Brunson, I mean, that guy did not have a great game. Most of the time, I'd look at a box score and go, dude took 30 shots and scored 31 points. Great. But he scored 13 of those points when it mattered most.
He was unstoppable in the fourth quarter. Spurs had no answer for him.
Yeah.
And he's making circus shots that are just incredible. And look, this New York Knicks team, and I know people, when we're talking yesterday, and they're thinking this is a sweep, a 5-game, whatever, this is a good basketball team. And I think if you didn't see that last night, you weren't watching the same game I was watching. This is not going to be an easy series. The Knicks are going to win more games. The Spurs should win some games. This would not surprise me if this comes down to a Game 7 right here in San Antonio. The Knicks are a good basketball team. Jalen Brunson is a legit superstar, and they've got other players. And they're long, they're athletic, and I think they can give Wemby trouble inside, whether he goes inside or not. And that's the other thing, Jason. Just hear me out on this.
All right.
Because Spurs fans are going to get pissed at this.
All right, here we go.
And I've been saying this all day. Why is it a 7-foot center, a 7'4" center, is not living in the paint? Is he afraid of the contact? Is he just doesn't want it and wants to stay outside? If I'm 7'4", I know you're going to get banged, you're going to get hit, you're going to get all of these things, but who's going to stop you? Nobody.
Well, and again, you're right. But we've been saying that since the guy showed up in San Antonio. He is a taller version of Kevin Durant. He wants to be outside. He can handle the basketball. And it appears he tends to stay more on the perimeter when the fatigue is there. Last night, the New York Knicks had him working on both ends of the court. Mm-hmm. Think about what Jeremy Sohan said, the trader, right?
Yes.
Right? Now, again, I don't know that was any secret. If you watch him and if you get him tired and if you have him running, he's going to tire. The problem that I had with Wemby last night is he looked tired at the opening tip. He looked tired in the first quarter. I know he made that early bucket and thought, all right, man, this is going to be good. But you saw him trailing all night long. And he never really tried to force his will. And with Victor, kind of like that first game against Minnesota where he was awful. And then he goes into the lab and watches the tape, and I do expect him to come back out and have a completely different game in Game 2. If he doesn't, and Joe, I'm not going to call this a must-win Game 2 because your head would explode. But if he doesn't, and the Spurs are down 0-2,
it's not a must-win game.
I'm
Okay,
just saying.
Look,
it'd be really nice if they even this thing up at one.
It is a long series, and again, I'm not panicking here in any stretch of the imagination, but I saw some things last night that are troubling. They are absolutely troubling. And if this again, and we said this yesterday, if the Spurs aren't hitting 3-pointers, they're in trouble. They didn't hit 3-pointers yesterday, and so they have to make that decision. Are you going to live with that and die with it? Because that's what happened last night. They had 2 double-digit leads on 2 separate occasions last night and blew them both because they weren't hitting their three-pointers. That allowed the Knicks to get back in the ball game. And again, you mentioned at the start of the show, the Knicks didn't have a great shooting night either.
No.
I mean, they did not have a good shooting night either. Neither team played their best ball, and so I think the Knicks can play better, and I certainly believe that the Spurs have a lot more that they can show and do. And it's I love the comments, and if that's how you feel, that's great. And if that's good enough for a superstar who's supposed to be the face of the league, 26 points, you're good with that. Okay. If that's all Wemby does and gets no help, it's going to be a sweep the other way around.
Again, I've said it before. If I looked at a box score and saw 30 points on 31 shots, you did good. Let's go back to Bruce Bowen guarding Kobe Bryant. You know Kobe's going to score in the 30s.
Sure.
But if he got there with 7, 8 shots, 9 shots, or 28 shots, would be how well did you defend, how well was Bruce Bowen in that game? 26 points on 21 shots for Wemby. You know, he did make his free throws last night. But if you just look at a box score and go, oh, man, 26 points, guy played well, then you didn't watch the game. You did not watch the game.
He had 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers.
Uh-huh.
This is your superstar. This is your face of the team. 6 turnovers. He did not look crisp. 12 of the points that you're talking about came from the free throw stripe. So, in essence, from the field, he scored 14 points last night. If that's good enough for you Spurs fans, because nobody wants to criticize Wemby.
Yeah.
Wemby can do no wrong. All I heard today, Fox was awful. The guy was terrible.
Well, he was.
Not one mention of Victor Wembanyama.
Well, look. I mean, you might not want to say Wemby was bad last night, but Victor said last night he was bad.
No, of course not. I agree with the coach. And, I mean, it's the same. Every team guards differently, you know. I'm going to figure it out. It's, I was bad tonight. It's not more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what they were talking about there, obviously he didn't play well, but they're talking about Mitch Johnson was talking about him getting inside more.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a Mitch Johnson thing that he's not getting inside, or is Wemby doing that on his own? I mean, that's a legit question in my mind, because if Mitch Johnson says, yeah, we need to get the guy inside a little bit more, and he's not getting inside a little bit more, that might be on Wemby.
You know, he missed a few shots early, and we got to get him moving in space and towards the rim, whether that's on rolls or running in transition, but we need the pressure on the rim and the force in the paint. And then they did a good job, obviously, being physical and showing crowds, but, you know, we need to do a better job of establishing that early on, for sure.
So there you go, and I'm sure that's what's being talked about today. When they're watching the film, they're finding ways, or they're going to look for ways to get Wemby more involved inside. Again, the man is 7'4" with his arms stretching out. He's 12 feet tall. I mean, he's in, and there's nobody that can match that. And so it's frustrating because I just think he can dominate in there. And again, Cat's playing well.
Yeah, Cat played good.
Karl Anthony Towns has been playing well the entire playoffs. He really has. And so he did a good job. And again, what adjustments are going to be made is the thing that is going to be interesting to look at for tomorrow night's game. It's just frustrating when you see a team like that builds double-digit leads twice on 2 separate occasions and blows them both, and can't finish. The Knicks work their way back, and to me, a big part of that was bricks from the three-point stripe.
And Jalen Brunson going nuts in the fourth quarter. We talked about it yesterday. The Knicks will make a run. That is what they do. Will Mitch Johnson and the Spurs be able to stop that run in the middle of it? Last night, they did not. We'll get some more analysis on this with former Spur NBA champ, former Knick as well. Malik Rose will join us coming up in about 20 minutes from right now.
In the meantime, well, of course, we are talking Spurs basketball. I know that's what you guys want to talk about. You can do it several different ways here on 94.1. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page if you'd like. Go to sasportstar.com. It's a great way to get there. Like, subscribe, and comment. You can give us a call, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The
John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I spent the week in California. My wife goes to Disney. That's her thing. Disney people are into Disney like I'm understanding it because I live with one.
She into it to where she like has a Snow White outfit for you at home?
You know, and I suggested exactly that.
Hi there, honey. It's Mickey. Let's play.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This Father's Day, skip the boring gifts and make memories that actually matter at CoPlay Cove. Join the Blitz of San Antonio Sports Star live at CoPlay Cove for a family-focused Father's Day celebration built for dads, kids, and modern families. Enjoy Dad and Me indoor sports activities, coffee and energy drink tastings, giveaways, raffles, and non-stop family fun. All in a space designed for modern parents to connect, recharge, and enjoy quality time together. Built for families rooted in community. Get your tickets now through the events page at CoPlayCove.com.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I went to Staples for a custom printed graduation banner and invites and saw that Party City is now at Staples.
Wait, what?
Party City is now at Staples.
So now Staples has balloons?
Yep.
Decorations?
Yes.
Streamers, cups, table covers?
Yep, Staples has everything for a party. And now buy two, get one free on select foil balloons.
Holy confetti! So the best party start at Staples.
That was easy.
In 613 select stores, exclusions apply. In-store or buy online. Pick up in-store only.
Big color, bigger savings. Sherwin-Williams Super Sale is here. Get 40% off paints and stains June 5th through the 11th with prices starting at $30.89. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Twin Peaks is your home to soccer's biggest event in the world. Get all your updates live on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM. And get to Twin Peaks to catch your favorite matchups paired with daily goal-worthy specials. Twin Peaks is your home for the world's biggest soccer event.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the Morning Huddle and cash in with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. The Spurs and the Knicks. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here on the Blitz on a Thursday afternoon. Happy to have all of you along, no matter how you feel. We're all kind of pouring our hearts out here today. So you're more than welcome to do that as well. I'm Joe Reinigle. He is Jason Minix. Just reflecting on what went wrong and what can happen better as we move along. Long series, not in any way, shape, or form am I proposing that this thing is over. It was just a disappointing night in my mind as a Spurs fan.
Well, look, you have home court game one. It's been so long since they have been in the NBA Finals, and they've got a 14-point lead. Now, you were there. I was at the Rue Pub last night. Mm-hmm. It'll be reversed tomorrow night for game two.
Right.
That fourth quarter inside the Rue Pub, as they were making the run, the intensity level, the nervousness, because around the third quarter, I think a lot of people were thinking, all right, we've got game one. And that's when the Knicks literally said, hold my beer, and started going on that run. Jalen Brunson, when he left with that knee injury, it looked so bad. And then he got his ankle stepped on him. And it seemed like You know how I talk about a pissed off Wemby plays great? Brunson is very much the same way in that regard. Now, you were there, and you were telling me how loud it was for Knicks fans and how much that surprised you.
Well, it not only surprised me, but it's frustrating. And I wasn't, I was looking at the whole, the pageantry and the introductions and all the lights that were going, and the Spurs did a really good job of that. And it was the Spurs that scored first, so obviously the place goes nuts. And then the Knicks come back down and make a bucket, and the place goes nuts. And I'm like, well, why are Spurs fans cheering the Knicks? And then you start looking around. Somebody estimated, now I don't have a true figure of this. It could be up, could be down. There was somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 Knicks fans in that building last night. And I don't know, and we've talked to a couple of people that have gotten their season tickets pulled for selling tickets to Knicks fans, but obviously there was a lot of selling tickets to Knicks fans last night.
Well, and again, I mean, obviously the celebrities were there, but just fans in general. I don't know how many Knicks fans live in San Antonio, but it is the Knicks. There was a picture that I saw, somebody in his Knicks gear taking a selfie and saying the Knicks are taking over the Frost Bank Center, and the whole group of them are right there. I mean, it was an impressive showing, and you're right, it kind of pisses you off. It reminds me of when the Laker fans would show up in force. I don't want to say take over the building, but show up in force. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Bubba, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was at the game yesterday, and I was able to score the tickets around lunchtime, and it gives me a warning on my Ticketmaster app. If you live 150 miles out of your billing zip code, they will not sell you the tickets. So my question is, when I was in line, our fans, but they're yelling, "Go Knicks, go Knicks, Knicks and 6." So I started chanting, "Go Spurs, go," and got the whole crowd going. But my point being is, how in the hell are they getting all these tickets? Number two, I talked to one of the Jackals. He said that he heard the owner of Delta flew a whole plane full of Knicks fans and fully paid for them to attend the game. We need HEB to do the same thing and send our Jackals over there or something because, I mean, they overtook the arena. And if I go to Game 2 or Game 5, I might cut out the alcohol because they were being pretty obnoxious, and I don't want to end up in jail. So I'll hang up and listen to you guys, but it was exciting. The outcome sucked, but I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
All right, Bubba. Thanks. You know, there are ways to get around that. The 150-mile thing. I mean, if you want to get around it, you can get around it.
Yeah.
Pretty
easy to do.
Pretty easy to do.
Really easy.
Look, not all of those people that were Knicks fans last night live in San Antonio or within 150 miles. I would bet the ranch on that. I think a bunch of them came from New York. We talked about this earlier in the week, where it's cheaper to come to San Antonio, fly here, get a hotel room, and buy tickets than it is to get them at Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
And I think a lot of Knicks fans have done that. And it would surprise me if there's not just as many Knicks fans in the building tomorrow night.
Well, and again, you look at it, for the New York Knicks, that fan base, you think about Cowboy fans, think about yourself. If the Cowboys make the Super Bowl, what are you willing to spend to be there? And I think Knicks fans are the same way. This is their first real title chance in damn near 30 years, right? What's it been, 27 since they've been in the finals? That has been, I saw a meme on, and that wasn't even really a meme, it was just a photo. The last time they had the lead in an NBA Finals happened to be the same day OJ's white Bronco was driving down a freeway in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while since they've had a series lead in the NBA Finals. So you got passionate, diehard Knicks fans that are willing to spend the money to go to the games, and they were loud. I saw one talk about how upset she was by the yelling during the national anthem.
There was a lot of that too, and I don't remember who the girl was that sang the national anthem, but she was really good. And there was a lot of yelling. Now I couldn't sit here and say that was all Knicks fans. I don't know, maybe, but there was a lot of yelling during the national anthem while she was singing. She did a great job. What a pro! Just kept going and did a good job. But again, there was a lot of excitement in that building whether Spurs fans or Knicks fans. I mean, everybody was jacked up to get this NBA Finals series underway. So there was an excitement in there without a doubt. It was just it surprised me how many Knicks fans there actually were that you couldn't see from where I was until they started cheering for Knicks baskets.
The idea, well, again, you needed binoculars where you were, but you were there. But it's interesting because at the Rue Pub last night, because they showed the anthem, everybody in the Rue Pub stood for the national anthem.
Sure.
And it was quiet in there. And over the TV, you could not hear all the yelling that I started seeing people complain about on social media. They did a nice job on ABC of miking her without hearing apparently what was going on within the crowd. And it's crazy to think in a bar, that's what everybody else stood and were very respectful. And inside the building, it wasn't that way. Just an interesting dynamic. And of course, with the outcome being what it is, now, the Spurs trailing in the series. But you look at every series so far, they've lost one of the first two at home. It is kind of interesting. It's not the pattern you want to follow, but we've seen enough of Vic where you can be pissed off at his poor performance last night, but be confident that he's not going to have back-to-back bad games that way, because he'll get into the lab over the next 24 hours or so and figure some things out, and hopefully we get pissed off Wemby tomorrow night in Game 2.
Well, and I hope so too, but what was frustrating about that is you're in the NBA Finals. This is Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a game to come out lackluster. And I just feel like that's what he was last night. And if that's fatigue, I guess I don't understand it from a 22-year-old man. But if that's what it was, that's what it was. But I just the lackluster performance, the lackluster movement that I saw last night from Wemby was just I don't understand that in a game of that magnitude, Game 1. Whether he comes out pissed off and scores 40 tomorrow night or not, it's disappointing to see that type of effort in a Game 1 of the biggest game of his life.
Yeah, maybe it's nerves. He won't admit that. Maybe it's fatigue. But he said he wasn't worried. He doesn't even have to play great for this Spurs team to beat the Knicks.
It's almost not like I have anything to figure out. It's almost like I have to play normal, not even good. It's like just doing the right things is enough. It's when we play bad, when I play bad, it's when we shoot ourselves in the foot. It's this is why I'm not worried. It's we're going to be so much better. I'm going to be so much better.
And I have no doubt that he'll be better. I mean, he has to be better. If the Spurs have any chance to win, he has to be better. Because whatever you think of anybody else, whether it's Harper or Castle or Champagny or whomever, Wemby's the star of this show. And when you see Jalen Brunson last night, and his teammates just kind of got out of his way, and he just did his thing and just sliced and diced that defense for the San Antonio Spurs. And that's what Wemby's got to do. He's got to show up like that and play like a superstar. 21 points or 26 points with 12 free throws, in my mind, might be good for some of you. It's not good for me. It's not near enough. He's got to dominate, and he's got the ability to do that.
And, again, you heard him. Confidence, cocky, a little of both. I like it. He ain't worried because he knows he played bad, and he knows he can play better, and he will play better.
Well, we hope so, and we'll see that tomorrow night, Game 2, inside the Frost Bank Center, about 7:42 tip-off. And you called that last night. I was looking at my watch. I was like, damn, Minnick said 7:42. Guess what? They tipped it at 7:42.
Dude, it was right there in the notes. If you read what the NBA sends you, it gives you a detail of everything that's going on.
Why do I want to do that? I had to explain to AJ. He goes, we're about to go. The clock's running down at 7:30. I said, dude, we got 15 more minutes. What do you mean?
You were explaining that to AJ.
I had to explain it to AJ.
He gets the same damn notes. It's not complicated.
Had to explain it to AJ.
Tip-off,
it's all right.
7:42. Cool.
I'm assuming that will be the time tomorrow night as well. Let's talk about what happened last night and what Malik Rose thinks of tomorrow night's game. We can do all of that because he's going to join us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area, they have extended hours Monday through Saturday. On-site x-ray casting and bracing, they have everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Some people reach a line and stop. Some hit a wall and turn around. Then there are the ones who cross the line, climb the wall, face obstacles, and turn them to their advantage. That's where we come in. We're the Next Rodeo. We design bold marketing that drives real growth. A creative partner for businesses ready to push forward, beyond what's expected. The Next Rodeo. Learn more at thenextrodeo.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQBar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for Window Nation. You know, it is June. Summer is here along with those hot summer days, and that means constant AC use and high energy bills. It is time to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale in soon, so visit windownation.com to book that consultation.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, can the Spurs bounce back from the Game 1 collapse?
The biggest game these kids have ever played will go down at home. Can they find a way to get themselves back to New York even? We'll cover every angle. We'll have you absolutely ready. All you got to do is set your alarm. We'll see it safe.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's a therapy session on a Thursday afternoon after the Spurs dropped Game 1 of the NBA Finals to the New York Knicks last night inside the Frost Bank Center. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
I'm glad our next guest is a doctor to help explain everything that's going on.
Get on the couch.
Malik Rose therapy session is underway here on the Blitz. Malik Rose, Spurs great one, a champion. He also played for that Knicks team there for a while and Oklahoma City. Malik on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Man, I really thought we'd be talking about a Spurs Game 1 win, yet here we are. From your vantage point, what did you see that went wrong last night for San Antonio?
Man, first of all, good to be on with you guys. Always enjoy the love, and I think I need one of those as well. But I take solace in knowing that, the Spurs group is a really resilient bunch. They'll bounce back. They've been doing it all season long. But I don't know. I just think we had too many droughts in at different parts of the game. We went up double digits, and we could have kind of mashed the gas a little bit more and put a little bit more distance between us and the Knicks. And just the Knicks, to their credit, man, they fought, they scrapped and hung around. But and then they were able to get over the top in the second half. But I really think the droughts in scoring kind of did us in the second half.
Malik, and that brings up a good talking point. We've been talking a little bit about it. The Spurs, and I know it's the NBA these days, the three-point shot is in vogue, and the Spurs kind of live and die with that three-point shot. Last night they got cold, and I think that's what allowed the Knicks to get back in the ball game.
Yeah, hats off to the Knicks. One of their calling cards all season long. You saw it way back in December in the in-season tournament. They are a scrappy bunch, man. That Villanova crew, man, not just those guys, but, they've become famous for it. Josh Hart have, holes in his game, but one thing he does not lack is that competitive fire. And I really think he, along with OG Anunoby, did a really good job keeping the Knicks in it while they were trying to, find their footing. And for the Spurs, I'm not necessarily, worried about it because, maybe would I like to see them attack the basket a little bit more? Absolutely. I thought Dylan Harper did a great job attacking the basket from start to finish. He was lights out off the bench. But De'Aaron Fox is great getting to the rim, and so is Stephon Castle. Maybe they'll do it a little bit more in Game 2, and we'd like to see Wemby do it a little bit more. But in his defense, man, this is a physical series, and Wemby is still developing. He doesn't really have the lower body strength right now to, absorb a lot of those hits. He'll pick it up and probably be better in the second, in Game 2 or whatever. But to answer your question, I'm not worried about them shooting too many threes because I do believe they'll have more open shots in Game 2 because they're going to put more of an emphasis on getting into the paint. And those three-point shots, the ones that come off of Spurs getting 2 feet in the paint, those are great shots.
Two-time NBA champ with the Spurs, Malik Rose, here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Malik, I'm not putting you on the spot to be critical of Mitch Johnson, but I am. To a degree, when you mentioned Dylan Harper and how great he was last night, De'Aaron Fox has been that steady guy all year, but last night De'Aaron Fox wasn't good. Dylan Harper was, but in the final couple of minutes, it was Harper on the bench and Fox was in the game. From a coach's standpoint, is that him going with the guy that had been there all year as opposed to the hot hand, or would you rather see a coach play the hot hand in a moment like that?
Well, this is why I'm not a coach. I don't get paid to make those decisions, and I think that's an honest question. I get where you're coming from, and it's a valid question. I don't take it that way, but I don't think Mitch will take it as being critical or anything. He's probably still watching film, not second guessing, but thinking how. Team. He's a great coach, man. And all season long, I've said this. Mitch had some huge, not big, but huge shoes to fill, on a spur of the moment last year. And, he's done it since then to today. So not worried about Mitch at all. And, I support his decision to, go with whoever he went with. He's a great coach. He has a great basketball mind. He has a phenomenal staff. Those guys, I don't second guess their decisions. That said, De'Aaron Fox is a great player. Maybe he was thinking he wanted to go with the vet down the stretch. But the fortunate thing for Spurs fans and myself is like the rookie, man. I mean, this kid is 2 years removed from high school, Dylan Harper, and he did not look bashful in the moment, man. He was ready to go. He was fired up. So I look for more of that in the second in game 2. And I get excited thinking about that kid, what he was able to do, knowing that he's gonna. I bet money he's gonna bring what he did in game 1 again in game 2. And I have to believe that Foxy is going to be better in game 2. So if this is the therapy session, I think it's looking a little bit better.
Yeah, I think we'll feel better by the time the day's over, Malik, and we'll get ready for game 2, that's for sure, and get optimistic again. I just want to ask you, though, because when I'm watching the game last night and you see a performance like Jalen Brunson had in the fourth quarter, I mean, and you've seen a lot of good performances like that. I know you have in your career and with what you do now. But does that just still amaze you that a guy can just simply take over a ball game like he did last night in the fourth quarter?
Well, with him, no, because we've seen it so many times. I talk about the job Mitch Johnson has done since last year. And last year, Jalen Brunson, what was he, clutch player of the year? I mean, he does it. He's done it time and time again, and that's what gives head coaches nightmares. And it's weird because, we're all Team Spurs, and, I'm riding with the Spurs, but I do know a lot of the Knicks players and their staff. I played there and spent a lot of time there. So there's a soft spot in my heart for them. But San Antonio, I'm definitely Spurs first. Don't forget that. But it goes a little bit farther because I'm from Philadelphia, and we all root like the Big Five. So when Villanova was having their heyday with Brunson there and they won the national championships, I was a fan of his. I'm still a fan. He's undersized. He plays bigger than what he is. He's tough as nails. How can you not like that? But I just don't like it in this series, man. And I hope he can slow up a little bit in game 2. But to answer your question, man, yeah, he's amazing, man. I don't understand how he's able. He's so small. I mean, he is strong, but he's so small. But he goes in the paint and he scores amongst the trees, man. It's like a crazy ability he has to do that.
Malik, when I think about this series before game 1, and I said on this show many times, and we were trying to figure out, the Knicks are a great team. They're on an historic playoff run. Now they've won 12 in a row, 11 coming in. But I wasn't really sure just how good the Knicks were because the Eastern Conference is so bad, and they barely broke a sweat during the Eastern Conference Finals or, against that Philly team in the second round. So I was curious to see with their layoff and the level of competition, how they would match up. And for 3 quarters, the Spurs were fairly in control of that game, even though I don't think either team was playing well. But Brunson took over in the fourth quarter. If you're in that Spurs locker room, how are you second-guessing what went wrong in the adjustments that you're looking for, feeling, I got to believe those guys in the Spurs locker room feel like they let one get away?
Absolutely. And that, in a weird way, can be the encouraging sign. This is no slight to the Knicks because, as you talked about, they're a scrappy bunch. They're on a roll. They have some great, leaders and veterans over there. And, Mike Brown, their coach, they're led by a guy who cut his teeth here with the Spurs. So they're going to be prepared and they're going to be hungry. That said, the Spurs, what I look at, I get excited because the Spurs, the mistakes they made and the lulls they had are things that they can control. It's not like the Knicks, again, not taking anything away from them. It's not like the Knicks did anything to them to keep them from doing what they normally do. They normally shoot better from the three-point line. Maybe they rushed a few shots. All that stuff can be controlled by the Spurs. And then the effort and energy stuff, getting out in transition instead of walking it up, put some pace on it. Get into the front court and try to get into your offense before that Knicks defense gets settled. All of those things that the Spurs can do on their own. It's not like they need the Knicks to, play ball with them to let that happen. I think the problems that the Spurs had are definitely controllable on their end, and I'm pretty confident we'll see the adjustments from the Spurs players come game 2 in those areas.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Us, Malik, here in the media and fans in general, we're gonna overreact to every win, every loss, and that's the way that it works, and that's just being a fan, and that's what you do. When you look at this New York Knicks team, though, Malik, and I'm curious to get your thoughts, because coming into this series, everybody, look, Oklahoma City was the best team in the league, the defending champs. The Spurs got by them. They handled SGA pretty well. They handled Ant pretty well in the series before that. Jalen Brunson is so much different in my mind than those two guys, and so much more dangerous just because he's so fast, so quick, and so slippery. And this New York team in general is so long and physical. It's a completely different matchup, is it not, between those two other teams that I just mentioned?
Well, I think both teams, OKC and Knicks, have grit. I mean, you don't make it, and the Spurs as well, but you don't make it this far into the postseason without having that grit and toughness. I think the difference between OKC and the Knicks was, some of the players that bring that grit and toughness for OKC were a little banged up. That said, the Knicks are, fully healthy, and like I said, you guys know, my calling card, how I made it in the NBA. It was all on the defense effort, energy, toughness, grit, all that type of stuff. And Josh Hart and OG Anunoby bring that, man, and those are like, Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns get a lot of the credit for the Knicks' success, and rightfully so. They're great players. But a lot of the unsung or unwritten, not unwritten, I'm sorry, the stats that don't show up in the stat sheet, those guys bring it, Josh Hart and OG Anunoby. And I think the Spurs have to do a better job matching that toughness. We've seen them do it in the past, but I talked a lot about where the Spurs kind of struggled, and they were from the offensive end. I think if there was something on the defensive end, they have to match that effort and energy by Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. Even Alvarado, the few minutes he came off the bench, I thought he was a little bit too much of a spark for the Knicks. The Spurs have to match that from a defense, physicality, effort, and energy standpoint.
Malik Rose joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Wemby looked tired last night from the get-go, and we've seen enough of Wemby. When he is fatigued, he tends to spend more time at the perimeter, take more threes. And I see a lot of comments, he's 22, how can he be tired? Can you put, as a player, in perspective when you say, yeah, you're 22, but the number of games that he has played, his tired is different than your tired?
Absolutely. I mean, nobody feels what he's feeling except him, but you try wrestling with everybody, and every step you take on the court, there's somebody pulling at your short or pulling at your jersey. Every rebound you go for, there's somebody pushing you one way and pulling you down another way, and you're going to get tired too, trying to play both ends of the floor. But Wemby will be fine. The thing that that encourages me about Wemby is he's a fighter, man. And yes, he's young, so he's going to get stronger. It's just it's not there now, but he always responds. So it's like, I know our Spurs fans, they get a little worried and apoplectic. I'm not worried about Victor. He's going to find a way to find something within himself to go as long as he can, for as hard as he can, for as long as he can. But the thing that I looked at, and it's great, you credit the Knicks for it. The Spurs, I thought, against OKC and many of their wins, they were playing with a lead. So when you have a lead, you're able to, give Wemby a few minutes rest here and there. You play the timeout game, and you try to get him blows whenever you can. And I think Mitch Johnson's been great at doing that all playoffs long. But the game was so weird yesterday, he didn't have those normal moments where he could spell them for 3 minutes, going into a timeout or going into a quarter change. Wemby had to play longer stints, and, we saw the results of it. But, again, game 2, I think it'll be a different story. And again, with Wemby's going to find something inside of him to fuel him.
All right, Malik, channel your inner Greg Popovich here, and you're watching film from Game 1. Mitch Johnson said after the game last night that he would like to see Wemby inside a little bit more, and Wemby agreed with him. If you're watching the film, how can Wemby do that and be successful getting inside against the bruisers that the Knicks have?
That's one of the things I talked about earlier as far as speeding the game up. If we get into our offense earlier, it'll be easier for not only Victor, but many of the Spurs to get into the paint. And then Victor's just going to have to find a way to get down there. The Knicks, credit them. They're doing a great job warring him, as it's called. They're fighting him everywhere he goes, and, he has to carry a guy and a half with him everywhere he goes. But that's the part he's going to have to fight through. But I also think, using him as a decoy, not a decoy, but like instead of the primary action where as soon as we cross half court is going 2-man game with him and Castle or whatever, maybe getting him on the second side, getting him after the ball has been swung or reversed a couple times. That'll help free him up and get him rolling to the basket a little bit easier. But the more he can set screens, roll to the basket hard, or play on the second side where he's either receiving the ball, driving against a closeout defense, or rolling on the second side pick and roll, I think it'll help him get 2 feet in the paint.
Malik Rose here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Next to that guy named Adam, he's running the league now. Although while you live in Jersey, because rent's a little bit more bearable there, you spent a lot of time in New York. And I know you flew in yesterday. Were you surprised at the number of Knicks fans that were inside the arena last night?
I really was, man. And on top of that, I flew in Tuesday, actually, and there were a ton of Knicks fans on the plane. So it's like all you heard were Knicks fans talking, yeah, this is our year, and this is that. And then the flight attendants were, rooting for the Knicks. The damn pilot the pilot got on the microphone and go Knicks go. It was a terrible flight. But I was really shocked that there were so many, not really shocked because the Knicks fans travel, but I really thought, the Spurs fans were like, no, we're not selling our tickets. But you know what they say, man, money talks and, whatever. But hopefully it's not like that in game 2.
Well, and you're around that area. Knick fans, obviously, they're hungry. It's been a while since they've celebrated a title, and that fan base is just rabid right now. I mean, they really are, and they think this is their time to shine. When you go around Knicks, and I've heard some other people that are there or visited, and it's nuts in New York right now. They had a huge watch party last night. I saw, and it's nuts there, and they all think that this is the Knicks' year.
Yeah, it's they're very much like the Spurs and Spurs fans in that right. Like they're very passionate. Like the Spurs fans, everyone knows they love their go Spurs go. It's all Spurs all the time, and it's like that in New York as well. And 99%, 98% of their fans are great fans, great people. They love basketball, they're knowledgeable and all that. But you got that 2% up there that are just nuts, man, and they don't need to be 100 yards near a basketball court or whatever, man. It's just. Those are the guys that'll be, hanging from the light posts or, pulling street lights down or whatever. Keep them away from the game, but it is pretty cool when you get those rabid Knicks fans around because they help create that hostile environment. You know what I mean? It makes for great basketball.
Yeah. Not that I want you to sound like a politician here, Malik, but when the Spurs win the championship, will you be wearing the Spurs championship T-shirt around New York City?
I'll be wearing my Spurs rings around New York City. Like, it's funny, I'd never really wear them, but, a lot of my coworkers wanted to see them, and this is really like the only time you get to wear a championship ring because they're so, big and gaudy and, you make yourself a target or whatever. So I'll wear my rings, however many games this series goes, but I'll just have to give the shirts to my kids because that kind of, I work for the league, so I have to technically work for all 30 teams, so I can't wear anybody's T-shirts. But, the Spurs have a shady spot in my heart always.
We know where you're rooting for. We get it. And everybody here in San Antonio listening to this show knows where your heart lies, Malik. So, and we love you, my friend. We love you.
Are you doing anything official with the league while you're in town, or you're just, enjoying the job that being a suit allows you to do?
Suit. Like this is it's a great job, dude. Like I work covering basketball, man. So it's like, I would do this, don't tell my boss, but I would do this for free, man. I talk basketball all the time at home, in the barbershop, in the car. So, being around the game has been just great for me. I've never really had a real job a day in my life. But the cool part about the job this week, I guess the NBA has done a little something different. We have this like podcast row going on at the arena where like tons of, sports media outlets are broadcasting from the arena. And, myself, James Jones, a few other coworkers or whatever, we're doing the car wash, just going through all these little interviews. And that's been really cool, connecting with a lot of people. I saw Robert Horry, Tracy McGrady, and a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time. Channing Frye with the, him and Richard Jefferson. So that's been a lot of fun, talking basketball with a lot of the guys I either played with or played against. And, I get to call that work. I'm working while going to these podcasts and talking about sports.
Tough gig, man.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
I'm a lucky man.
Yeah,
I'm a lucky man. And the only thing that'd be better is if I worked for ESPN 1250. That's the only thing that'd be better.
Except for we've grown up, Malik. We're now on 94.1 FM, which is the fourth largest FM signal in South Texas.
You have grown up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
On my Outlook, it said ESPN 1250. I'm sorry.
Hey,
but
man,
that would even make the job that much better.
18 years ago, that's what it was. And remember, if you were outside 16 or 4, it was a little scratchy. Now you can be an hour out of town before you tell us you can't hear us anymore. The only thing would be better is if you showed up in person with sandwiches.
I know, man. I'm sorry about that. I'm going back and forth between downtown and north side or whatever. So, you didn't make the cut. I had to go see one of my nieces, man. So
I got you.
Sorry about that, brother.
Next time. Malik,
There's
always
always a
appreciate
chair
you,
open
man.
for you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Always.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it. The great Malik Rose, two-time NBA champ with the Spurs, on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
It's great talking with these guys, Malik Rose and Antonio Daniels and Sean Elliott, obviously. I saw Avery Johnson last night. I got to talk to him for a little bit, and it's kind of cool seeing those guys, the old school Spurs, back in town. And, of course, you saw Timmy on the Jumbotron last night and some Pop, too. And it's cool, man. It's cool that the Spurs are back in it. And not dead yet, not by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
Not by a long shot. Got to ask you a question, Minix. Now, we kind of rip our mayor quite a bit from time to time on this program, and I know our
we speak honestly.
Well, we do. I wonder if she earned any street cred by confronting Charles Barkley about his big women comments here in San Antonio.
The mayor did well last night on that show.
All right. I didn't see it. I heard some sound bites, but
no, I was a little worried when Pledge said the mayor's coming on, and I was like, oh crap. She did well.
Well, we're going to let everybody, if you didn't see it or hear it, you're going to get to now. Stay tuned here to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, the mayor confronting Charles Barkley. That's next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need some promotional items, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. You need that logo on a golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt. Sam has all the big name brands like Eddie Bauer, North Face, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Travis Matthew, Port Authority. Even now has a full line of Tommy Bahama. You need caps done. He has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, just waiting for your logo. He can screen print your T-shirts. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. And his new sign shop, well, they do signs, they do banners, flags, card magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, and so much more. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. No order too big, no order too small. And Sam is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900 or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410 right there across from McDonald's. Or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm.
Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass in my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in, and don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
You mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
License number 38961.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, they picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys have added a free agent wide receiver. His name is Jaden Smith. He's 6'6". He's a physical pass catcher who accounted for 62 receptions, 849 yards, and 7 touchdowns in 2024. His final college season at Nevada. Smith was signed by the Tampa Bay Bucks as an undrafted free agent in 25, but spent his rookie season on IR. And the Packers reached an agreement today with wide receiver Christian Watson, 4 years, $110 million.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a reaction Thursday, as we're reacting to Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Knicks take Game 1 in San Antonio last night. Oh, my goodness, lots to talk about. We invite you to do that with us. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and oh, my goodness. I'm not feeling better yet, Jason. I need a little more therapy.
105-95. The Knicks take Game 1. They outscore the San Antonio Spurs by 10 in that fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson goes nuts in the fourth. Didn't have a great game, had an incredible fourth quarter.
Yep.
Their superstar answered the bell when it mattered most. Our superstar, milk carton.
Yeah. That's pretty much where it comes down to, right? No, I don't think either team played well last night, to be honest with you. Each team had their moments, that's for sure, but I think overall, I think both teams would tell you they didn't play well. Having said that, in the fourth quarter, when it was money time, Jalen Brunson came through for the New York Knicks, and that was the difference in the ball game. And the Spurs just didn't have anybody to do that in the fourth quarter. So it's one game. You got to get to 4. Still a long way to go in the series. So certainly not losing hope. It was just a disappointing and kind of a frustrating loss in my mind last night. And I think the Spurs will be much better when they tip off tomorrow night for Game 2.
You know, and if you're looking for the glass half full aspect, you saw them lose one at home against Portland. You saw them lose Game 1 against Minnesota. They lost on their home court against Oklahoma City. Par for the course. Part of the pattern. You know, Eric Corgi got this one wrong. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, Eric Corgi tweeted out, "It's with heavy heart that after last night's loss, I've decided to change my NBA Finals prediction. Spurs in 7.
Well, that's what he had, wasn't it?
Exactly. The dog isn't changing his mind. Well, he just got the order wrong.
Dude, are you kidding me? That dog's been treating like the king of San Antonio, or queen. What is it? A queen? It's a woman. It's a girl, right?
I don't know if it's fixed or not, but it is a female dog.
All right, it's a female dog, and so she'd been treated like the queen of San Antonio because of the prediction that she got every game right in that OKC series, but didn't start out too well in this series. Hopefully, she'll be wrong again tomorrow.
Yep.
Then she have the Knicks winning Game 2.
Yep.
So she's got to be wrong 2 times in a row. for this thing to get back on track. So we'll see what happens.
As long as, because we're going to move the goalpost, as long as the dog is right when it's all said and done, she could still have her statue. But as of now, that collar that got hung next to all the jerseys, that needs to come down. That was a little premature.
Well, every Spur had a bad game last night, including Eric Corgi.
Well, Dylan Harper didn't. But
Well,
then
Dylan
again,
Harper
he only got to play 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, which seems criminal,
It
considering
seems-
the game
seems
that he
strange.
had. You want to comment on anything on our YouTube page, you can do that through sasportstar.com. Of course, we're taking your calls at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. But right now, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Now, there are some stories that you go, why is this a story? Who could be this dumb? I don't think that you need old Uncle Joe or me, Jason, to tell you that it's probably not a good idea to take the naked picture of your ex that you have and send it to her boss.
As a birthday gift.
As a birthday gift.
Yeah.
That way, and what's crazy is the naked picture that this dude sent of his girlfriend, he took while she was sleeping. She didn't even know it was taken. But the nude that the ex sent to her boss read, "Wish your hoe a happy birthday for me." He's been arrested.
It's kind of funny. But don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's probably not a good thing.
No, I would say not. And he has been arrested. I think he's a Florida man, too.
Probably.
Yeah, Florida man. So there you go. Yeah, don't send nude pictures anywhere unless the person you're sending the nude of is aware and you've got permission. And even then, is it legal?
If they send them, that's, I guess, okay. You send them, I mean, it is a crime. I mean, you can't send explicit photos of your ex. I'm looking in here. I read this earlier. I'm trying to find the actual criminal, but the charges of what it is. But it's a digital voyeurism. That's the charge. Wanted to make sure I said that right.
All right, digital
Sexual
voyeurism.
cyber harassment and digital voyeurism charges. Now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Don't do that.
And speaking of images, what the hell is ESPN doing?
Did you see that? The craziest thing.
I know AI is a thing, and there are some things that we see now, and you don't know if that's real or if it's AI. But there are certain things that you see that you clearly know is AI. And so last night, going to one of the commercial breaks, ESPN, ABC, they're running graphics, and there's Tony Parker, an AI version, all decked out in his championship, and it doesn't look like Tony Parker at all.
Not at all.
And I know they could find a real photo of
Looks
Tony
like
somewhere.
Jacob Toby.
I mean, now that you say that,
right? It does.
But the arm moved on it, right? Which, is that why ESPN wanted AI? Because they wanted the graphic to move? But that's an awful photo.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, what are we doing?
Tried to play that off as Tony Parker, and it's, again, it's not anywhere close. And I don't know why they did that. But
because the arm moves.
Well, it was just a celebration, though, right, of the Spurs championship runs, I think. And obviously Tony Parker, a big part of 4 of those. So I don't know. But, yeah, it looks nothing like Tony Parker. I wonder if Tony saw that.
I'm sure he was watching last night.
Tony had a great story about Wemby. When he first got drafted to the San Antonio Spurs, I'm talking about Wemby or something. He had a Tony Parker jersey on. So, obviously, he idolized Tony Parker growing up, and why wouldn't he? A couple of French dudes.
Yeah. I'm surprised he isn't here.
Well, he's got a basketball team over there. I don't know if they're still playing or not.
He's got a plane, or he can get a flight.
Yeah,
it's the finals.
I don't
it's
know.
the finals.
I have
maybe
no idea.
Maybe he's waiting for Game 5.
Game 7?
Game 5. This thing's ending in 5.
Oh, really? Spurs are going to take the next 4?
Yeah.
Or are you saying the Knicks are going to win?
No, I mean, my prediction, until I have to change it, is Spurs in 5, so I'm not going to change it after just one game.
All right, well, that's
I mean,
great.
Monday might be another story. I'll move the goalpost then. But as of now, my prediction is still in play. It's not likely, but it's still in play as we sit right now at 3:09 on a Thursday.
I'm thinking about changing mine. I had Spurs in 6, and I'm thinking that this series is going to go 7 games. That's what I'm thinking. Who knows?
Let's get more basketball. Let's play 9. What the hell?
Exactly. Why not?
Our mayor, Gina Ortiz-Jones, was a guest last night on the Inside the NBA show, which was the official pregame show. And she held her own. I've seen some criticism because there are people, no matter what she says, but she held her own. She did a good job representing our city. And one of those was going right after Charles Barkley.
Gina Ortiz-Jones is the mayor of San Antonio.
That's right.
And sorry to spring that on you, but we just felt
well before you were mayor.
For background, you needed
There's
to
a
see
history.
what you're dealing with here with Chuck in
I
San
learned
Antonio.
a long time ago you can't teach courage, you can't teach class, and Mr. Barkley reminds us of that often. Get him. That's John Jay High School right there. That is John Jay. That's right. Mayor, I am so glad to be back in your beautiful city. You're welcome. Everybody, I took my walk today. Everybody was fantastic. That's right. They know I'm just joking around.
We appreciate you stopping by to join us here on NBA Tip-Off.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm not going to lie. It's a great city. I'm waiting for that corgi to prove you wrong. Spurs are going to win this.
Am I wrong, or is there something that's been brought for the Chuckster?
Yes. Well, I mean, Chuck has lots of thoughts about the churros. We know he's on a diet, but we know he's not really on a diet. So here are the churros. Chucky churros.
That is a load of
mayor. Mayor, he was on road. Now he's on ore. He's eating everything. It's backwards. He's eating backwards. It's ore. It's not road anymore.
How is it, Chuckster?
Your churros off the chain. You can't mess up a churro.
You can't.
Oh, you can mess one up. The dough. Oh my gosh. Man.
Oh,
thank you, man. Thank y'all. Welcome to San Antonio. Go Spurs, go!
Now,
nice.
Obviously, that was highly edited for the beginning to the end, and the middle of that sandwich was clipped out. But she said everything right. Talked about in '99 when she was at Jay. She apparently graduated number 6 in her class, and this is the 6th championship that they're going for. Somebody on her staff had her well prepped, which surprised me because somebody actually is still apparently on her staff.
Still there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, apparently.
Maybe it's the TikTok guy that she just hired.
It's possible, but all in all, I thought she represented San Antonio well. They didn't ask about the new arena. She didn't get political. It was a fluff piece, and she actually played that part okay.
Well, sure, she did, and it's easy to have fun with Charles Barkley and those guys because that's what they do. So yeah, good for her, and to have the churros there. So we criticize her enough. We'll give her some flowers for this interview.
Now, what is the government term when you do stuff at work that isn't normal? OSHA. Because I'm not sure what James Pledger is doing over there, but he keeps trying to. The AC's out in the building, so we got all these makeshift things going on, so it's somewhat bearable in here. But he adjusted something. It fell out of the ceiling. Now he's standing on a rolling chair that swivels while trying to attach something in the ceiling.
Well, he did it, whatever that was.
Well, it's fine. During that entire segment, he had it, it fell, and he had it, and I thought he was going to fall. If you're watching on YouTube and you wondered, what are we looking at over there to the left, I was just wondering if we were going to watch James Pledger die. But he did not. Nor did he break a leg or turn an ankle.
You mean
you survive?
Neither one of us had our phones out for that?
Oh, I got a picture.
That would have been great content.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't video.
I should have had the video out just in case.
Well, it was that time when they were standing on the desk here trying to fix, when they were trying to change a light bulb, him and our engineer, the Domer Halen. And what Pledge was just doing was far more dangerous.
Well, I would say because it's not only a rolling chair, it swivels.
Yes.
And so he could have busted his butt pretty easily there. He didn't, so that's good.
But do you feel the air? Like, what is that connecting to inside the ceiling, Pledge? Because it feels like you just threw it up there.
Well, the thing is, the backside of that emits intense heat. So you're funneling it up to keep the cool air down here and expel the hot air.
So
that expels the hot air.
That's not attached. That's just up in the ceiling. So you're any critters that might be up there, they get to enjoy the hot air.
We need to attach one of those to Minix's mouth.
I was thinking the same for yours.
Get all that hot air out of here.
That's how you can expel the air.
Exactly.
Terminology I never thought I would use. Get all that hot air out of here.
Yes, yes. I'm starting to feel a little better. I need a little more therapy, though.
Yeah.
And I don't know about all of you. We don't have a poll either. I feel like I forgot my pants today. No poll. It's like I'm half dressed here.
That's awkward.
I'm just saying.
Screw it.
We got to come up with something.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Well, I don't know about that.
No,
Coach.
coming up with a poll.
Oh. And what Mike was talking about there. Let's talk a little more Spurs basketball. We can do that. We continue here on the Blitz. If you want to chime in, you can do so. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. What happened last night? What went wrong? And how can the Spurs fix it so they can tie this thing up tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center? This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's playoff headquarters has arrived. Novo Brewery features 80 feet of video walls, craft beers, hard kombucha on tap, and the food menu that means business. Thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, carne asada fries, and more. And with its own private entrance separate from North Star Mall, no hassle, just you, your crew, and the biggest screens in the city at Novo Brewery. Open late. Visit NovoBrew.com. Novo Brewery. Come hungry. Stay for the game.
It was the night before Father's Day, and all through the house, Dad slept in his recliner, completely passed out. The TV stayed on, volume low, soft, and slight, as Dad dreamed of gifts from Academy, the kind he'd like. Of a turtle box speaker with the whole day ahead, no plans, no errands, just Blackstone's lit red. Titleist golf balls for an easy swing. Magellan Outdoors, take on anything. Because tomorrow's not just Father's Day, you see. It's Dad Christmas at Academy. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQBar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar Sampler Pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Soccer's biggest event in the world is here, and Twin Peaks has the best seats in the house for your favorite matchups, paired with daily goal-worthy specials. With 4 area Twin Peaks location, Twin Peaks is your home for the world's biggest soccer event. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
The Morning Huddle.
I think you guys might be more adventurous to me. Because I don't think I have a thing that I'd be like embarrassed to talk about.
You got a thing.
I don't think so.
I'm not. Just because you don't think you got a thing doesn't mean you don't got a thing. But you got a thing. And your significant other knows that thing.
Vic likes to eat salsa out of his girl's belly button.
Whatever it is.
Vic's got weird things.
When your significant other finds out what your thing is, they know how to end the whole process right then.
Yeah. All right.
It's over.
Let's.
You got 5 seconds. You ready? 5, 4, 3, done. Like when you're getting the gas, count backwards from 100.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio and New York. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, jeez. Wow. I'd rather hear the Go Spurs. I know it lost last night, but a lot of people are blaming you, Minix, because you mixed in the rock song with it.
Well, the rock song is 0-1, so it's dead.
I'm just saying. You didn't let the Go Spurs go play on its own.
Well, Pledge pushes all the buttons.
I'm just saying.
I mean, he's the one that tried to mix them together. I just had 2 different songs going. There are a lot of Spurs songs out there.
There are, but did not played on this air. Just saying. So should we go songless now for the remainder of the finals?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I have a feeling that we'll never hear that Ego Mendoza song again.
Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs!
It was the agony of watching Jalen Brunson go nuts in the fourth quarter.
That would be a travesty if we never heard that song again.
Would it?
Yes.
You're going on vacation next week. Do you think I'm going to play that while you're gone?
Yes, you should.
Well, I should.
Well, yes, you should.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll play it. I think we should play it by itself tomorrow.
Okay.
Nothing else, just to see if that was the problem.
Why are you trying to give that song a chance?
Well, because it was 2-0, Minix.
All right, well, now it's not.
Well, but again, it wasn't solo. It was solo games 6 and 7.
I mean, if that song has that kind of power, then the other song wouldn't have any effect on it.
I don't know.
It's still played.
Well, I don't know. Now, while one song sounds a hell of a lot better than the other, it's not about that. It's about luck, karma, superstition, whatever you want to call it. It's about all of that stuff.
So what do we do with the dog then? Eric Corgi. I mean, Eric Corgi was perfect.
Running back to Houston is what I think.
I mean,
get rid of that damn dog.
All right. So now everybody that went and bought a brand new Corgi and named it Wemby, they got to change the dog's name or take the dog back?
No, they can keep their dog. That has nothing to do with it. You know, you got to be you can't be patient when it comes to final series. Yeah, the dog messed up and now has the Knicks winning game too. I hope the dog messes up again.
Well, the dog has to.
It has to.
I mean, the dog still says Spurs in 7 according to its Twitter.
Yes, well, that's what it was.
So now it doesn't matter the order in which the dog made the video.
So we just have to wait now to see if the Spurs win in 7.
Correct.
For
the
dog to stay in San Antonio.
I'm at least standing by my original prediction of Spurs in 5.
Well,
which is still very much in play.
It's on life support. Is what it is.
It was one game. What do you mean it's on life support?
It's on life support. So you're saying the Spurs, anything you saw last night give you any indication the Spurs are going to win the next 4 games?
Did you watch them last night?
Yes, I did.
Well, if you have Spurs in 5, these are all must-wins now.
Well, yes, that is true. That is true. But since I don't.
I do. So tomorrow is a must-win game.
Yeah.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Hey, Ray, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Man, we're just trying to get by.
Nah, I hear that. Yeah, I was at the game yesterday. I was it kind of it where the Knicks went into the tunnel, like where all the crazy Knicks fans were. That's kind of where I was sitting. And just the one thing I noticed was just Dylan Harper. You know, I've been calling all year. I've been saying all year that Dylan Harper's better than De'Aaron Fox, and I get it. You know, it's hard to change the starting lineup at this point in the year. But how about, you know, the home road split? De'Aaron Fox is a better road player, and Dylan Harper is a better home player. But at least the games at home, Dylan Harper should be seeing more action, especially how he played yesterday. He's talking trash, making these buckets. He brought the energy. I felt like he set the tone. And Mitch, we know he doesn't like to call timeouts when other teams go on runs. I know that's something you could possibly wait till next year to start doing because this team might not be ready to do that yet with. But I don't know. I'm just frustrated, and I do see some doubt. I mean, this team has won, 12, 13 in a row, the Knicks have, by double digits.
Yeah, 12 in a row.
By double-digit margin, and have you seen the defensive numbers that they're on in this win streak? It's not. They're just not doing it on one end. They're doing it on both ends. I'm very scared, man. I'm very scared.
Yeah, you know,
I understand that, Ray.
And again, you look at Dylan Harper. As great as he was last night, he played 3 minutes and 33 seconds in the fourth quarter. Didn't take a shot, and he was a -4. And De'Aaron Fox has been there all year. He's been the calming force. He was in 11 minutes, 0 of 2, also a -4 on the plus-minus deal. But Dylan Harper seemed to have the hot hand last night, and Mitch went with the steady guy. And what Ray just said about De'Aaron Fox on the road, his scoring average is much higher on the road. It's where I thought he would be the key factor in a Game 7 at Oklahoma City, and he really wasn't. He played better in Game 6 and Game 7 in that series, but I don't know if it's the ankle, I don't know. But last night, Dylan Harper was better than De'Aaron Fox, yet Mitch Johnson went with the veteran player as opposed to the guy with the hot hand. If you're in the NBA Finals, I think at this point you go hot hand, don't you?
Well, I would have, and I was shocked that Harper wasn't on the floor during the final minutes of the fourth quarter. And would it have made a difference? I don't know. We'll never know whether it would have mattered or not. But De'Aaron Fox had an off night. I think everybody is in agreement with that, including probably De'Aaron Fox. So, yeah, I mean, look, Mitch Johnson's got a tough job. He's got to do what he thinks is right, and I get it. And I'm not for benching De'Aaron Fox. I'm not. Whether that's here at home or on the road, De'Aaron Fox is still the veteran point guard, and he's still the guy that makes this offense tick. However, somebody brought it up, and I thought it was a great analogy. You know, Manu Ginobili didn't start the game, but he always finished.
Yep.
And I'm not comparing the two. Please don't come at me with that. I'm not doing that. Dylan Harper's got a long way to go. But when a guy is hot, when a guy has that much athletic ability, when he can get to the rack when others cannot, yes, I think he should have been in the ball game to close it out. Whether that's taking Fox out or maybe a Champagnie out or however you want to arrange things is fine. But I think Dylan Harper should have been in the game in the final minutes of last night's ball game. I do, just because of the way that he plays. He is just too athletic. And I think probably, I don't know, arguably maybe the most athletic guy on the Spurs team.
You know, when you look at and you think about that, this morning on, I think it was Get Up, they did a whole segment on how they were hunting Champagnie and attacking him defensively and just torching him defensively. And so while we're talking about De'Aaron Fox being out of the game instead of Dylan Harper, and I know it's a little bit different, but I'm curious now, what do they do with Champagnie and the way he was roasted? I mean, they were setting him up to go after him, and they were very successful with that in the fourth quarter of getting the switch and then Jalen Brunson attacking and destroying Julian Champagnie on the defensive end.
And they did it, and they had to because Champagnie was hot early. So the Knicks adjusted their defense to make, and Champagnie was a no-show in that second half. Look, the Knicks outscored the Spurs 57-40 in the second half. I mean, they roasted the Spurs in the second half. Any way you slice it, that's what happened. And how that happened, well, I mean, if you saw the game, you know. And so that's got to change. You can't have the Knicks winning the second half the way that they did, and especially the fourth quarter with Brunson going off the way that he did. So what do you do? How do you do that? Can Harper match up with Brunson? I think athletically, yes, he can. But what Brunson has that Harper does not have yet is that veteran savvy, because he's getting inside and doing anything he wants, and he makes circus shots. The guy's incredible.
He is incredible. And Mitch Johnson was asked, I mean, how do you stop Brunson?
He's a tremendous player that's skilled, picks his spots, knows his angles, shoots contested shots without being sped up. He's a phenomenal player, and we just got to keep making him work. And again, he had a phenomenal game, and he got going there and had a few in a row. But 30 points on 31 shots is something that you probably want to keep making him work for those points. It's probably some of the other stuff that we can probably control more than him making or missing shots.
And I agree with him. You've said the same thing. I said the same thing. If you look at the stat sheet, you're going, okay, that's pretty cool. But the fact that he got 13 of those in the fourth quarter and was unstoppable in the fourth quarter, that's the problem. It's not about the final stat sheet. It's about what he did in that fourth quarter, and no one else wearing a Spurs jersey was anywhere close to that. That's the problem. It's when he scored the points, much less of, okay, he took 31 shots to score 30 points or whatever it was. Okay, that's great. It looks good on the stat sheet, but he scored 13 of those in the fourth quarter when it mattered.
Well, and that's it. When it mattered most. Fourth quarter only, Jalen Brunson was 5 of 9. One of those was a 3. 1 of 1 from three-pointer, made a couple of free throws. 5 of 9 in crunch time. And quite frankly, he only played 7 minutes, 37 seconds in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he sat for most of the beginning of that fourth quarter.
Dude, I thought he was out for the year. I mean, when his knee got fallen on, I almost said felled on, not a word. When dude fell on his knee and the way he reacted and limping to the tunnel, I thought he was done. I was like, oh, man. Without Brunson, what can this team actually do? And I was surprised to see him back in the game. And then Cornette stepped on his ankle, and he got mad at the refs. And then you've got apparently somebody behind the bench yelling slurs, which is just unacceptable.
Just stop.
I mean, Brunson had himself a night last night, and after the game, he's doing all these interviews. I know they won the game, but he looked angry still. And I don't know if he was angry at the injuries or the fan that was apparently making slurs, which should never happen. And I hope they find whoever that is and ban him for life, like the kid trying to get a selfie with Wemby on the court. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, but what a jackass. And the fact that we're giving the guy, and we haven't, and I'm happy about it until now, but the fact that that's all I've seen, TMZ and this and that. Look at the guy out there getting a – what a jackass. A complete jackass. He's banned from every NBA arena now.
Yeah.
And I hope it stays that way. And I hope he gets the fact that he's a juvenile is going to probably let him off the hook legally. But stop. I mean,
karma though. Have you seen the video from his point of view? He misses Wemby's head. I mean, Wemby is a lot taller when you get closer to him than you think. He just is.
Well,
he didn't really get the selfie.
I hope that doesn't happen again, at least here in San Antonio. What happens in New York happens in New York, and that's their problem. And then were Spurs fans, grabbing chains off of Knicks fans. And I don't know how it started, and I saw some video where there was some pushing and shoving and some trash talk. But, I mean, come on. And to quote Greg Popovich, in that scenario, it's not who we are.
It's not who we are. Knock off the booing.
Well, I don't care about the booing of number 2, but come on. Racial slurs from fans in the front row. Now, I don't know if it happened or not, but obviously Jalen Brunson is accusing a couple of fans of doing that, and the NBA is investigating it. So if they're taking it that far, it must have happened, or there's a good reason that they're investigating it. And don't do that.
No.
Just don't do that.
Game 2 will be better.
Well, I hope so, in every way, shape, and form. And we all, I think, expect a much better performance out of all of the Spurs, including a guy that wears number 1 on that long, long jersey of his. named Victor Wembanyama. You want to talk about it? We can do that, certainly. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can get us, you can go on Twitter at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinagle 210. Or you can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. A lot of great comments in there. You can like, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube page. Go to sasportstar.com. Best way to get you there. We'll talk about that. The Cowboys are having OTAs. We may dive into that as well. Whatever you guys, we're going to go with what you guys want to do. How about that? You tell us, that's how we'll go. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Got to tell you about Stevens Roofing. We had another storm last night. My goodness. It's been storming, it seems like, just about every night. It was raining this morning when I left the house. Look, if you're seeing some stuff you don't like with your roof, get it taken care of now, because you don't want a small, minor problem turn into a big, major problem. You just don't. It's going to cost you so much money where you can get it taken care of now, and it won't cost you that much money. Stevens Roofing and Solar is the name and the number you need to remember. 210-785-0994. Like, when you give them a call, tell them you want to come out, you want a roof inspection. You want somebody to come out and inspect your roof. They'll send an experienced crew out there, and they'll do it for free, and they'll let you know if there's any issues that need to be taken care of or if everything is okay. Either way, it's going to give you the peace of mind that you need, because in the forecast, I don't know if you've seen it, there's more storms in the forecast later this week and into the weekend. So you want to get that taken care of sooner rather than later. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. Been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas since 1983. 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
Let's be honest. Watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the morning huddles. Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Play ball! Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm.
Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass on my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in, and don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
You mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If pain is slowing you down, you don't have to live with it. We target the source of your pain for fast, lasting relief. No pain pills, no surgery. Most patients notice results in just one visit. We accept most insurance plans, so getting help is easy. Don't wait. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Big color, bigger savings. Sherwin-Williams Super Sale is here. Get 40% off paints and stains June 5th through the 11th with prices starting at $30.89. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, can the Spurs bounce back from the Game 1 collapse?
The biggest game these kids have ever played will go down at home. Can they find a way to get themselves back to New York even? We'll cover every angle. We'll have you absolutely ready. All you got to do is set your alarm. We'll see you at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio and New York. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, it's interesting, Jason. I'm looking at at the NBA Twitter page, or one of them. They sent out a tweet. Julian Champagnie says a lot of friendly banter with him and New York native Jose Alvarado. They were going back and forth. Champagnie would make a three, and then Alvarado, and they're trading some trash talk. So I think there's a lot of that going on, especially with a Champagnie who is from that area. So it's kind of a cool rivalry, I don't know if rivalry is the right word, but I like the trash talk.
I do too. I mean, I liked everything about last night except the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't a crisp game by either team, I don't think either team played great.
No, I agree with that.
And for the San Antonio Spurs, it does feel pretty simple. When they're making their threes, they're going to win games. When they're not making their threes, they're not. Now, they shot 25% from three, but they were 11 of 43, the Spurs were. The Knicks only made 11 three-pointers, too. They were 11 of 36. But from the field, they were 41.5%, where the Spurs were 36%. As simple as it is, that is Spurs basketball. If they're making threes, they win games. Mm-hmm. When they're not making threes, they don't win games. And that is... in the third quarter, the group that I was with over at the Rue Pub, that's what we were talking about. Spurs are in control of this game and shooting like crap. And I was talking to a dude next to me, Jeff and Lumpy, and was like, as long as the Knicks don't go on a run, they'll be fine. And the Knicks went on a run.
Well, if you start missing those threes, we've seen it all year long with this team. They'll get out to a big lead, and then they'll get cold from the outside, and teams can come right back. And that's what happened yesterday. And you'd like to see a balance, or at least I would. And it's not for this year. They are who they are, and that's what they're going to live or die with. But you'd like to see that. Look, if those threes aren't falling, you got to have the ability to get inside and try to score other ways. Maybe that's easier said than done against certain teams. Maybe it's not sure, but they live and die by those threes, and that's what they're going to do. And we're going to have to live with it for the next 6 games in this NBA Finals series.
And in reality, it's the NBA of today. They shoot a lot of threes, and the basketball has changed, and, older guys like you don't like it. Not quite as older guys like me don't like it. Because especially when you got a dude that's 7'5", he should be in the paint. He should start there and work his way out, which we've seen the Spurs do before. I wonder if that will be the adjustment. Now, a lot of fans are already panicking. Fire Mitch. I've seen some of those comments today on our YouTube page that you can access through sasportstar.com. Bench this guy, trade this. Jim wants all kinds of roster changes. Jim, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, guys, I want to bring up a couple things and get your thoughts on it. I love the Spurs chemistry. I love that the bench and all the guys seem to get along good, and I think that's beautiful. But we're just not as deep as OKC, and we're not as deep as New York. We got 8 guys, and that's it, because we were getting out rebounded. So our solution to that is bring in 40-year-old Harrison Barnes. That's not going to cut it. That's just not going to do it. We've got these 3 other big guys on the bench that you wouldn't put out there to save your life. And so this summer we're going to have to make some uncomfortable, adjustments, bring in some guys, let some of those older guys go that aren't playing anyway. But my other topic is our offense. Why on earth do we start our offense at 2 feet on the other side of the half court? I mean, we're setting our first picks and our screens like way out at half court. I don't see other teams doing that. And every game we say, why is Wemby not in the post throwing the ball into Wemby? Every single game we're saying that, and they continue not to do it. And I just don't understand. It's maddening. And an old guy like me, hates all those three-pointers, New York's getting layup after layup after layup, and we're not even trying to get inside.
I'm with you. They had 50 points in the paint, Jim, but everything that you just said, I don't disagree with. It frustrates me too. But they're in the NBA Finals. So it works for them. If that's the offense, if that's how they want to start their offense, it's not like they're a 22-win team anymore. This is a team that is in the NBA Finals. Yes, they are down 1, but what they are doing is working, and it works well with this group of players. Will there be some roster changes? Of course, there are every year. And do I think, and I've said this before, I don't know that the front office thought this team would be in the finals because they didn't make any move at the deadline. Most teams that think they've got a chance will find that missing piece, a veteran buyout, and the Spurs didn't do that. So the issues that they had in November, December, January, well, they're still here in June. But they are in the NBA Finals, so they've clearly done a lot of things right this year, right? Can they get better? Yeah, and that's the scary part. Wemby will get better. I think something Malik Rose said earlier, that while we all know, until you get somebody from the outside that's played a little bit, talking about Wemby's lower body strength, you realize they probably can't have him always in there and be available for the minutes that he's playing and the beating that he takes down there. I think they do have to be pretty mindful of picking and choosing the spots when they send him down there. He can't play in the paint like Shaquille O'Neal because they don't have the same kind of frame. He can't play in the paint like Giannis. He doesn't have the same kind of frame yet.
Well, I don't know how much bigger he's going to get. He'll never be Giannis or Shaq. I think that's pretty obvious. But again, he's 7'4" and his arms stretch out, 12 feet. Again, he's got to get down there. And the Knicks were doing a great job of keeping him off the glass last night as well. I don't know what he finished up rebound-wise. 12 rebounds last night for Wemby? And 9 of those were defensive rebounds, apparently. So, I mean, I just think that they've got to figure out a way where Wemby's just not floating around. Because, look, Karl Anthony Towns is a limber enough center if that's who they want to put on him, and to get outside with him.
Yep.
And he's not a guy that Wemby can go out there and be all alone. And, look, Wemby gets as cold as anybody from the three-point stripe. And I think that's where I know I get frustrated with him when he starts jacking them. He had 9 3-pointers last night and made 2 of them.
Yep.
That kind of stuff is frustrating for me when you see a guy of his size and just can't hit a shot. Champagny with 5 of 10, 50%, but I think all 5 of those were in the first half, weren't they? If not the first quarter. And then he went cold. So it's again, we're going to have to live with it. That's the way that it is. They're not going to change their stripes now. They are in the finals. It's a good point. However, this is a good basketball team. And if you didn't believe us before this game, you damn sure better believe it now. This is not a cakewalk for the San Antonio Spurs. I think it's gonna be a dogfight from here on out, and would not again surprise me if this thing goes 7 games.
And I will be curious to see what adjustments the Spurs make, because they will make adjustments, right? So when you look at some of the things that all of us armchair coaches can do, you're not going to replace De'Aaron Fox with Dylan Harper in the starting lineup.
No,
but fourth quarter crunch time, if Dylan Harper is playing like he did yesterday, maybe he sees more fourth quarter minutes, especially if De'Aaron Fox is playing a game like he played yesterday. But I do expect a guy like De'Aaron Fox to bounce back. Keldon Johnson, where is the sixth man of the year? He had, one game in the Western Conference Finals that you felt like was a true KJ game?
8 minutes in that game one. 8 minutes. That's it.
8 poor minutes at that.
That's all he played. That's for a sixth man of the year and a guy that the Spurs have relied on all season long to only get 8 minutes yesterday. Luke Cornett had more minutes than Keldon Johnson, for goodness sake.
And I thought Luke was pretty good last night. I was a little surprised that we didn't see more Carter Bryant with his length. I would think that you would see a little bit more Carter Bryant. But in reality, the Spurs stars, Wemby and Fox, have to play that way. And you go back to when they both, was it game one of Minnesota where they were both MIA? A combined 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
They lost game one of that series. And we know what game two was like, and we know what the rest of that series was like. So you can draw on that. I mean, it's weird because, Wemby, he didn't seem overly concerned last night when talking to the media. And they're just going to rock and roll from there. I mean, it is kind of interesting when you look at and you listen to Wemby on the podium last night. Dude wasn't upset or distraught or anything.
Nothing. It's obviously, I mean, it's not. We've been down in a series before, never in the finals, obviously. But I'm not kicking myself about anything really. I mean, I'm not worried the slightest.
He's not worried.
Well,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not worried. And when you look at it and you listen to him, he doesn't feel like the Knicks beat them. He feels like the Spurs lost that one.
I mean, we let them get an offensive rebound, so that's on us. And after that, that's an experienced team. They know how to play with momentum. And we had the momentum until late in that game. This is why I said we let that one go.
We let that one go, and in some respects they did.
Yep.
But you got to credit Brunson too. I mean, you can't sit there and say, oh well, he just got lucky, because that didn't happen. I mean, he took over the fourth quarter. So in some respects, I'll say, okay, Wemby, you're right. In some respects, you're not. Look, Brunson outplayed everybody in that fourth quarter. And if you, I mean, what game were you watching, Victor? Because I mean, you got to stop that guy. He can't go nuts like he did in the fourth quarter.
Well, and again, I look at, I mean, Brunson did go nuts in the fourth quarter. Their superstar was great down the stretch. Our superstar was not great at all. And Charles Barkley, he kind of summed it up best. Wemby just flat out wasn't aggressive.
All right, Chuck, good question. Big Cat playing aggressive, Big Wemby playing aggressive. Who comes out better?
Cat.
Because sure about that?
Yeah, because Wemby's not an aggressive player. Shaq, one of your biggest problems is
he's aggressive at times.
One of your biggest problems is, as much as I love you, you always put your brain in other people. Everybody's not aggressive. Like, you can't. Now, let me tell you something.
When he played aggressive last year, he had 42 points.
He did. One game.
Okay, so
he only had 21 in game 7. He ain't like you. Now, listen. First of all, if he had your damn brain, we'd have to. We're like, no, he can't play with us. We'd have to make. We'd like, Wemby he gonna play in their own league by himself. We're going to start a new league. Like, you think everybody has your personality? Wemby's a nice kid. Yeah, he can be aggressive at times, but he ain't that guy who gets to the gym and says, I'm going to take everybody's lunch money every day. He needs to get going and going and going.
Look, they're both right in a lot of ways. But Wemby's not that aggressive player necessarily. I don't know. I just don't think a 7'4" guy needs to be out there playing point guard.
Yeah.
I don't. I think there's got to be a way to get him down inside, get him closer to the basket, and do something. I know his frame is his frame, but I mean, he's 7'4", 12 foot with his arms up. The guy's got to be near the basket, especially if he's not making the three-point shots. There are times when Wemby gets hot from the outside, and it's great. It's amazing. Look at the 7'4" guys making threes. Whoop-de-frickin' do. When you're 2 of 9 from the three-point stripe, like he was last night, you're not doing this team any good.
And the reality is, and I think you and I are both very consistent with this, even on the nights where Wemby is hot from three, I still hate him taking all those threes, even when they're going in, because we've seen too many nights like what you saw last night. You know, if he's 4 of 9, it might be a different story in this game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the reality is, it's not like he was great, taking the twos either, because he wasn't aggressive enough down low. He had a bad night. Weird that he had a bad night in game 1 against Minnesota. And while he had a great game 1 against Oklahoma City, the bulk of that, the craziness all came in the 2 overtimes. I mean, he still had, 26-27 in regulation, but he dominated overtime. It was almost like he said, fellas, I'm putting you on my back, and I'm not letting us lose this game. He didn't have that same kind of attitude last night in game 1 of the NBA Finals.
And that's exactly what he needs to do. As the star of this team, he's got to be that guy. This is, give me the basketball, and I'll take us home. That's what Jalen Brunson did, and his teammates are used to that. Wemby's got to develop that. I get Wemby's only 22 years old. He's only been in the league 3 years. He's done remarkable things. But I think people need to stop a little bit and say, hey, this kid still has some growing to do before he is that guy that is so much better than everybody else. Because last night he wasn't. And the Knicks showed him, and they got popped, and they got beat. Now, I fully expect Wemby to come back with a vengeance tomorrow night. I do, because that's just kind of how he's wired. When he has a bad game, he comes back and he plays well. I expect him to play well tomorrow night. I expect the Spurs to win that game tomorrow night and send this thing back to New York with the series tied at 1 game apiece. But Wemby's got to be a little more consistent like that. When you see the fourth quarter, and I guarantee you as a Knicks fan, you're in a tight game in the fourth quarter, you got Jalen Brunson, and you know you do, and you know that dude's going to take over. And he's going to put that team on his back, and his teammates know it too. Spurs need to feel that way about Victor Wembanyama in the fourth quarter in a close game.
Amen.
All right. Thank you. I'm taking a collection, by the way, if you want to donate.
Well, let's not get ridiculous.
We're talking Spurs basketball, a little therapy session on a Thursday afternoon.
Get it off your chest.
Get it. I just did. I feel so much better. Oh, my goodness.
Need a cigarette?
I might. It's possible. And maybe I'll make a trip to the bathroom. I don't know. It's possible. I'm just saying.
Wow.
We're talking Spurs basketball, and you can get it off your chest as well. 656-3776, 656 ESPN. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The San Antonio Gunslingers on the road this weekend. Their next home game is next Saturday, June 13th, a 4 o'clock kickoff over at Freeman Coliseum, when they'll take on the New Mexico Chupacabras. Indoor football is so much fun, and while the Gunslingers are out of town this week, that next home game next Saturday, you can get your tickets now, sagunslingers.com. But if you've got kiddos, maybe you want to send them Saturday morning to their kids' camp and teen clinic. It is at Freeman Coliseum, hosted by the Six Shooters, their cheerleaders, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So you want to have the kids busy all morning long, take them to this camp. Dance, games, crafts, confidence building, performance training with the Six Shooters. Great experience for the kiddos, and every kiddo is going to receive a custom camp shirt, pom-poms, 2 tickets to that June 13th game, and a chance to perform at halftime. You want information to get your kiddos registered, go to sagunslingers.com and get those tickets for that June 13th game against the New Mexico Chupacabras at sagunslingers.com, sagunslingers.com.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I am Officer Sarai Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring, and you can apply online if you think you have what it takes to become part of the SAPD family. Submit your application at sapdcareers.com. Once you submit your application, you will be contacted to begin the process. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring. Start your journey to a rewarding career by applying online at sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for Window Nation. You know, it is June. Summer is here along with those hot summer days, and that means constant AC use and high energy bills. It is time to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book that consultation.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs dropped Game 1 of the NBA Finals to the Knicks here in San Antonio. New York closed out the game with an 11-0 run. It was Jalen Brunson who took over the fourth quarter, 13 of his 30 overall points in that quarter. Game 2 tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center at 7:30. Texas Rangers fell 5-3 to the Cardinals last night. Did take 2 of 3 in that series. Rangers have the day off. They'll go to Cleveland or take on the Guardians this weekend.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah, on a Therapy Thursday. I guess that's as good as anything after a disappointing loss in Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night. Spurs falling to the New York Knicks, and they now trail the Knickerbockers 1-0. Game 2 tomorrow night. We're getting that Game 1 off our chest and hoping for better things in Game 2. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
And as Big Voice Guy just said, we trust everybody here. We will help you. It is that therapy session. And we all have ideas on what Mitch needs to do, what these players need to do. Your time to vent. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You know, one thing that Mitch Johnson was asked last night, and one thing that you know has driven me nuts all season long, yes, the threes, but especially the threes that come early in the shot clock.
I don't have any right now that I felt were egregious. There was definitely a stretch there in the second quarter, I know, where, you know, we want to play with pace and we want to hunt threes in transition, but we also want those to be in rhythm and feel like they're our shot. And there might have been some questionable ones. I'll have to go back and look at the film.
There were.
But again, it gets tough when you get nitpicky with that stuff. I'll have to go back and look. But we definitely, again, didn't have enough pressure on the paint all night, whether that was in transition or in the half court. And we got to make sure we're still putting force in the paint. And we'll still get our threes up with that. But we can't work outside in. We got to go more inside out for sure.
And I love that. He's absolutely right. Absolutely right. And they're not doing that. And it's hard to do that, and again, without just ripping Wemby apart here. But it's hard to do that when Wemby's standing outside the three-point line. Who are you going to go inside to? There ain't nobody there.
Well, and again, as Mitch said, Wemby is going to learn from that Game 1 experience.
I don't know how to quantify that to answer that, but I would say that he's definitely holds himself accountable, and I would suspect that he'll learn a lot of things from tonight's game and come out with a good approach in Game 2.
I don't see any reason why he doesn't do that. Look, I think every Spur fan out there, even the Knick fan, is going to see and expect a different Victor Wembanyama tomorrow night, and a different Spurs team all the way around.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. A lot of people want to get it off your chest. We'll start with Eddie. You've been holding the longest. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, what's going on, guys? From the very start when we drafted Wemby, he said that he does not want to be a center. We would love for him to go down low post, but he don't got no low post moves, and that's why K-Town is taking him, to the hoop all day long. And also, you've been playing that Go Spurs, Go, and that's why we lost.
Now you're going to blame Ego Mendoza, who was 2-0.
Yes, you played it all day long yesterday.
Yeah, but we combined it with another song, man. We didn't play it on its own. That's the reason.
You jinxed it.
That's it. That's the reason.
So it's Pledger's fault?
Yes, it's Pledger's fault. Yes. Oh my God, it's terrible. All right, good. Have a good one, guys.
Appreciate it, Eddie.
Hey, John. You're on the Blitz. John.
Oh, hey, sorry.
Sorry, your ears are bleeding. My apologies.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear my name. Look, I think people are overreacting. It's not as bad as it is, and the Knicks are not as good as they looked.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, my friend. They didn't play that well last night. Neither did the Spurs. But, yeah, see, the disrespect for the Knicks, I'm telling you, they are a better team than everybody thinks they are. And it's about time people you might want to realize that.
It's only one game.
Well, let's put it in perspective. We had a lead with 4 minutes left for as badly as we played. The defense was great until the last 4 minutes. Then, unfortunately, there was some questionable shots. But one of the things that stood out to me was Dylan Harper played 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. I don't like this second guess Miss Johnson because I'm not an NBA coach. But when you have one guard that's obviously struggling to defensively and offensively, and you had a guy that was on fire, I think you got to run with your hot hand a little bit more. Also, Keldon Johnson guarding Cat, that don't work. Okay, I mean that's unfortunately that's too hard on Keldon. Thanks, guys. Great show.
Appreciate it, John. And again, I get where John's going, and I get and when the Spurs win tomorrow night, Jason, you know what? See that we're that much of the Knicks suck, and it just the Knicks are a good team, and I think the Spurs win the series. I do, but the Knicks team is not a cupcake, and it drives me insane that people think that.
I don't know who thinks they're a
John
cupcake.
Just did.
No, he didn't say cupcake.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
they're in the NBA
cupcake.
Finals, but the East is not as good as the West.
Doesn't matter.
I hear what you're saying, but it does.
It doesn't.
And I think some of the perspective that Spurs fans have in thinking that this is more of a cupcake because you saw the New York Knicks just cruise through the Eastern Conference playoffs. They had won 11 in a row. They're blowing everybody out. They were up 50 in the first half of a closeout game against Atlanta. But I think most of us, and I'll put myself in there because I've said coming into this series, I'm not sure how to judge this Knicks team because their competition is just so bad.
So
right?
even after last night, you don't know how to judge this team?
Well, no, they're a good basketball team, and they're up 1-0. But as poorly as San Antonio was playing, they still had a 14-point lead. The question is, how big would that lead have been if they were playing more like we expect them to play? Was their poor shooting night because of the Knicks defense, all of it, or were they just missing some shots, especially from three, that they normally make? They missed some wide-open threes. Their defense, and this is a great defensive team with the unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, the Knicks closed the game on an 11-0 run. They couldn't get a stop. The Knicks were targeting Julian Champagnie. Jalen Brunson was making some incredible shots. I give them credit for doing all that. And mad at Mitch for not trying to stop the bleed when that run was happening. The Knicks are good. They're in the finals. All the respect, but can they beat this team 4 times?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. They absolutely can. I mean, you saw it last night. Look, as bad as the Spurs played, the Knicks didn't play well either.
No,
I'm having a conversation with Rob Thompson last night on our little chat there.
Yeah,
and even Rob admitted, he said, the Knicks were shooting horribly at one time. He said, I'd like to say it's the Spurs defense, but it's not. They're getting wide open looks and missing it. Neither team played well is the point.
Yep.
Neither one of them did. Both teams can play better than they did. And all I'm saying is I love Spurs fans, man. I do, because the Spurs are just that much better than everybody else, no matter who it is. And I will remind you, too, SGA and OKC won last year. It was the Boston Celtics who were the champions the year before that, out of a weak-ass Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
They can win. They can. And so it doesn't matter where they came from. It matters what they're doing now. And I'm just saying, don't take them lightly. And I'm not saying the Spurs did that last night. But this is a different team than Oklahoma City. It's a different team than Minnesota. The Spurs are going to have to adjust, and they're going to have to play better, and that starts with Victor Wembanyama.
100% agree with that. Well, we got a whole bunch of calls. We're going to break
I know we do.
or take calls?
Well, you want to break and then take them?
If you got a phone line, stay there. If you want a phone line, start dialing 656-3776.
Do that. We'll continue, and we'll take your phone calls when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Look, the big Game 2 coming up tomorrow night, and a great place to go watch this because they've been having some great watch parties themselves. Novo Brewery. It is a fantastic place to watch the game, and they've been getting rowdy in there. I've seen the videos, seen the pictures, and all of that stuff. It is a fun place to go watch the games. Make your plans now to head into Novo Brewery tomorrow night. It's in North Star Mall. It's right there. It's got its own entrance, though. If you come into North Star Mall from the Rector side, the Rector Street entrance, you can park right there and come in their own entrance right there on the Rector side of North Star Mall. If you're already in the mall, you're there already, you can enter through the mall as well. It doesn't make any difference, but they're not married to the mall hours. They're just not. They've got their own late hours, and it is a great place. Number one, to go and have dinner before the game. The food there is fantastic. They've got everything from wings to burgers to sandwiches. Picanha skewers, that's my go-to there. They are fantastic. They've got delicious ribeye steaks they can make you. So whatever you're in the mood for, the Novo Brewery can get that done. 60 craft beers on tap, and they're delicious. They've also got lots of domestic beer on tap as well. Plus, they've got a full bar in there. So no matter what you want, how they can do whatever you need and whatever your preference is. If you need to take the kids in there, you can do that as well. They've got a play area for the kids to keep them entertained while you watch the game. It is just a great place, and I promise you, if you go in there once, it will be a part of your sports viewing rotation. There is no question about it. This is their first location in Texas. You want to check them out before you head down there? Absolutely. You can do that. Go to novobrew.com. That's N-O-V-O brew.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
These guys around the country made a fan page for us. So, Rico Suave, what is it that stimulated you about our program?
It's a love of the show, man.
What would you like to see us do more of since you're a P1 listener?
Girls on trampolines during the break. They're pre-K.
Man.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Missions fans, celebrate Tuesdays for the Cultura at Wolf Stadium with AARP $2 Tuesdays. Presented by San Antonio Sports Star. $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more every Tuesday home game. Get your tickets at samissions.com.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Now more people than ever can bring in their bill for a better deal at Verizon. Got AT&T or T-Mobile? We got you. Xfinity or Spectrum? You too. So tell your friends, your family, your quirky neighbor Jeff. Grab your megaphone and yell it from the rooftop. Get a better deal at Verizon. Because chances are anyone in shouting distance is included. Bring in your AT&T, T-Mobile, Xfinity, or Spectrum bill, and we'll give you a better deal on the best network. Come by Verizon today. Best network based on root metrics, best overall mobile network performance, U.S. second half 2025. All rights reserved. Must provide recent consumer mobile bill in the name of the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
This Father's Day, join the Blitz live at Coldplay Cove in Stone Oak. Enjoy Dad and Me sports activities, coffee tastings, giveaways, raffles, and family fun built for modern families. Grab your tickets now through the events page at coldplaycove.com.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
All right, our Sports Star crew, listen up. If you want to keep winning in life like our San Antonio Spurs do on the court, head over to Game Day Men's Health. Cibolo Shirts or Alamo Ranch, the roster stacked with all-stars just like our Spurs. Experts trained in hormonal health, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, advanced peptide therapies. Why go to the G League when you can take your talents straight to the top, baby? Whether you're tired all the time, you've got low energy, maybe you've got some weight gain or the brain fog, maybe you need a little help in the bedroom. I'm not here to judge. They've got you covered. Their Hall of Fame team and services like testosterone replacement and peptide therapies will get you back in the game. Located in Alamo Ranch or choose the Cibolo Shirts location on I-35 and 3009 across the highway from HEB. Call 830-376-9100 or visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com and book your appointment today. Win back your health, win back your life. It's game day. Let's go. That's 830-376-9100.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits 1, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits 2. Now, you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. The Spurs and the Knicks. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right.
That was quick.
Well, we had a little quick end to that song. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This
that was
is the Blitz.
The Foo Fighters.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. We're reacting and getting it off our chest after a tough loss in Game 1 of the NBA Finals for the San Antonio Spurs last night. Game 2, of course, coming up tomorrow night. And If you're planning to go to Game 3 at MSG, good luck. You better get there about 10 hours early. Shams Charania reporting that President Trump is going to Game 3 at Madison Square Garden on Monday night.
I find this next part fascinating. He is going to be the first sitting U.S. president to attend an NBA Finals game.
That is kind of crazy, isn't it?
It is. No president has ever gone to a Finals game before. I mean, I'm trying to, because I know I saw George Bush in '99, because I got a picture with him, but I guess he wasn't the current president at the time. As much of a basketball fan as Obama is, I'm surprised he never went to a Finals game. It is surprising.
Well, because when he was president, Chicago was never in the finals.
But he's a basketball junkie.
Oh, I get
right?
that. But I think the reason Trump is going is he's from New York, and I guess he's a Knicks fan, or at least he is in Game 3.
Over under on the boos. I'm sure the betting sites will start taking some action on that.
I'm sure that they will. It's going to be interesting. But security's already tight as hell.
Is it? Did you see a guy run on the floor last night?
Well, yeah, there is that.
That's got to stop.
But I would assume. I mean, look, when at Madison Square Garden, New York City, and you got the president of the United States going, it's going to be nuts. You know how it is in Army-Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. When we're in Army-Navy and the president shows up, whether that's Biden or Trump or Obama, the security is just extremely tight. And so, I don't know. Hey, good luck, New Yorkers.
From a security standpoint, while this is not a big secret because the anticipation that he was going to go to a game, but with everything going on in the world, I'm surprised they announced it that far in advance.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
I mean, especially in New York to begin with, but security is going to be MSG security, New York, all that. But to announce it a couple days in advance is, to me, a little surprising.
Good luck, Secret Service. You got a lot of work to do between now and then. No weekend plans for you.
Those guys. I mean, if you guys have ever been anywhere where the president is going to be in the advanced scouting that they do, they're always on the go. They don't get weekends off. That is a job that I'm glad they're willing to do it. Let's go back to the phones. Husky, do we blame your wife?
What's up?
Do we blame your wife?
No. First of all, Holmes Husky, alum, class of 85.
Yep.
Okay, so listen, this rant and this tangent that I'm about to go on is for Ryan Nagel.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm not so pissed off that the Spurs lost game 1. They're going to win 1. They're going to lose 1. It's going to go a few games.
Okay.
And I'm not also pissed off that the first points of the game was Brunson, and to my surprise, all this postseason, this was the first time I actually heard the opposing team, I thought was almost just as loud as the Frostbank Center. That didn't even piss me off. And I'm not even pissed off at the fact that one of my favorite actors, and I love his movies, Ben Stiller, is a New York Knicks fan. No. None of that matters to me, and it's not bothering me. What's really bothering me is that those two shiny things behind Mitch Johnson, they moved them over at least 10 rows, and now I can't enjoy shiny things every time they show Mitch Johnson.
You know, that would piss me off too, Husky. I have to agree with you on that. I didn't notice that.
That they moved?
That they moved.
Well, you didn't notice them, so it was clear that they moved.
Well, I guess they
Although,
did.
From where your seat is, you would have needed a telescope to see them.
Well, this is absolutely true because that's what the NBA does to us in the media. They put us way up in the nosebleed. The fan zone.
The question that I'm curious with with those lovely ladies, did the NBA move them, or whoever is paying for their tickets, whether it's them on their own or whoever, they couldn't
Sugar
afford
daddy.
for those tickets for this game because the prices that are going for. You see what I mean? Like maybe there haven't been enough new subscribers over the first couple of rounds for them to stay in those particular seats for the NBA Finals.
Dude, there's been plenty. Those two ladies and four jugs have made more money than you and I have in a year, just over the course of the playoffs.
I mean, on our San Antonio Sports Star Facebook page right now, courtside for Game 2, $120,000 per seat. Tag a friend who's buying. They're for sale, and that doesn't mean they're going to get sold for that. But $241,758 for 2 tickets.
Yeah, I mean, but look, there's some people that might be willing to do that. And how much money they make? What was that one girl that screwed 1,000 guys? Was she made $8 million or whatever the hell it was in 1 year?
So she can do it, right?
Well, she can, and these two again. I think they have their stuff is making them a lot of money.
I don't know if their stuff is making them that much money.
Well, I don't know. They're there.
I mean, they are there, and they are making money, but
it's Sancho. Or maybe it is Sancho. Who knows?
Look at that. Every line just hung up with that.
Of course.
I was about to go to Josh, and he hangs up.
Well,
he got scared.
Is that really a loss?
No.
Okay. He probably wanted to talk, Texans football or something.
Well, he would work the Texans into it.
Somehow, some way.
I mean, he is an expert at playoff disappointment.
Oh, okay. Hello, Pot. This is the kettle calling.
What do you mean?
Yeah, playoff disappointment.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. Fred is giving us the betting line for tomorrow. I noticed that. I didn't know what the money line was, Fred. On our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page where Fred is. You can go there as well, like and subscribe. Spurs are minus 5.5 at this point in time, minus 225. The money line, the Knicks are plus 185. So Gibbs was at the game. He said he had a perfect view of those girls.
Really?
That's what he says on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page.
Mm-hmm. Picture it didn't happen. Wonder if that guy, speaking of pics or it didn't happen, the guy that sent us the picture of his finals tattoo.
Yeah.
That he got when the Spurs were down 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals.
That's ballsy. I'll give him credit for that, but he's got to be a little nervous now.
He's not nervous?
No.
Why would he be nervous? If he got that tattoo when they were down in the Western Conference Finals, why would he be nervous after just one game of the NBA Finals?
I would have to talk to the tattoo artist and say, look, I'm getting this done. I'm pretty damn confident, but, that you can change the number, right? And, I would hope he or she would say yes.
Well, of course, for a small fee.
Well, of course.
You can alter those tattoos.
All right. Well, can you scratch out the 26 and put, 27 or 28 or whatever it is?
Well, I don't think that's what he's going to do. I mean, but this guy, and again, I tweeted the photo yesterday that he sent us.
Mm-hmm.
He got a tattoo, 2026 NBA champs, that he says he got done during the Western Conference Finals when the Spurs trailed 3-2. And the artist did great work. That's a good-looking tattoo.
No, really good.
I mean, ballsy to get done that way and ahead of time, but it's there. You wonder, though, if he is a little bit nervous.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's good luck. He did that. The Spurs won 2 in a row to take that series. Now, they're down 1 game. But, look, so long to go. So long to go in this thing. First 1 to 4. Spurs are in great shape as long as they win tomorrow. If they don't win tomorrow, they're going to have to play their butts off.
So you're saying tomorrow's a must-win game?
I didn't say that at
all. By definition, it's not a must-win game, but what you just said makes it sound like it is a must-win game.
No, I mean, I would
if
think
you feel like
Spurs are perfectly capable of winning 4 of the next 5.
They
That's
are,
what they have
which
to
is
do.
why I have them still winning in 5, because they can win 4 straight in this series.
Well, they can, sure.
Is it likely? And I do think you can look at a game as a must-win even when it's not elimination, because realistically speaking, if they go to New York down 0-2, it's going to be very difficult for them to win this series.
Look, Gibbs told me the series was over with OKC. He told me Game 5 was a must-win game. Obviously, the Spurs lost that game, and they still won the series. So until I'm proven wrong, then I'm going to stick with that. You know, everybody would say, oh, that's over now. They lost Game 5. Well, guess what? It wasn't over, was it? So it wasn't a must-win game at all because the Spurs came back and won the next two. I mean, it's very simple common sense. Spurs lose tomorrow night, they can come back and win this series. It's not impossible. But it's not a must-win game.
But if they don't win tomorrow night, the chances of them winning the series are really, really, really low.
Well, somebody gave me a stat today that the team on the road winning Game 1, the odds of winning the championship or the most, I don't know what the percentages were, is ridiculous. So I guess the series is over. Knicks won Game 1.
Well,
it's over.
The last 3 teams to win Game 1 of the NBA Finals on the road all went on to lose the series. Last year, Indiana. In 2022, it was Boston. And in 2013, the San Antonio Spurs won Game 1 on the road and lost the series.
Well, there you go.
The last road team to win Game 1 of the series and win the series, the Detroit Pistons in 2004.
I'm just saying it's not a must-win game. And I know everybody loves that term. Most overused term in sports.
Well, it is today.
Must-win game.
Must-win mentality. How's that? Is that good?
Again, if you have a must-win mentality, if you're the San Antonio Spurs, and you lose, what happens to your mentality?
Well, you got to must-win the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, for me, in my prediction of Spurs in 5, tomorrow is a must-win game for that prediction to stay on track.
Well, for you, it is.
Well, I'm the one speaking. So for me, tomorrow night is a must-win game.
Well, see, the problem is, Minix, is that you did that selfishly.
I did.
You did it selfishly.
Well, everything I do is selfishly.
Well, this is true. So you did that for your own benefit, and just because of that, karma is against you. We're going to have a Game 7 on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, June 9th.
Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs! Go!
Hey. Gotta go, Ego.
Hey. Ego, I go, we go. Straight to a break. That's what we got to do. Right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Man, it's hot. And I'm not just talking about this studio. Outside, it is hot. And I know you got your air conditioner running. Most of you probably do. And you're probably going to have it running from now until, well, that first cold front, whenever that happens to be. I don't want you air conditioning the outside. You know, my dad used to tell me that all the time. Shut the front door. We're not air conditioning the outside. Well, if you've got bad windows, guess what? You are doing exactly that, forcing your air conditioner to run more than you have to and costing you money. Look, if your windows are old and you think they need to be replaced and just not what they used to be, or if you just want to upgrade your house, you know, new windows from Window Nation can upgrade the value of your home. And right now is a perfect opportunity to get that done because they've got a great sale going on right now. Buy 4, get 4 free sale. Incredible. You know, just imagine that, replacing all your windows and getting half of them for free. That is an incredible deal. You can even do it with no money down, no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. What have you got to lose? You're going to save money this summer on your AC bill. Plus, you don't even have to pay these guys for 2 years. It is incredible. Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty. They're also rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Like, you don't want to wait to put an end to this thing. Get it done while summer has just begun. And then you'll have the rest of the summer to save all kinds of money on that electric bill. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. It is going on right now. Look, this sale can't last long. It's just too good. Here's what I need you to do. Go to windownation.com. That's windownation.com. That's how you book your consultation.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Craft beers, full bar, hard kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, and massive LED screens. Attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit NovoBrew.com. That's NOVOBrew.com.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio and have been practicing law here since 1994. And in the past 30-plus years, I've helped hundreds of San Antonians injured by negligent drivers. If you've been injured in a car-truck collision, call me, 210-900-0400. I did want to let you know of a very disturbing trend I've seen that you really need to be aware of. If an attorney or someone acting on that attorney's behalf calls you after a traffic collision, with very limited exceptions, that is called barratry or solicitation. It's a crime and is unethical under our state bar rules. Do not answer these phone calls. Do not hire an unethical attorney. Neither I nor anyone in my firm will ever call you after a traffic collision. If you need my help, and if you've been injured in a traffic collision, I think you do, you'll need to call me. My name is Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, can the Spurs bounce back from the Game 1 collapse?
The biggest game these kids have ever played will go down at home. Can they find a way to get themselves back to New York even? We'll cover every angle. We'll have you absolutely ready. All you got to do is set your alarm. We'll see you at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, Minix. Maybe we ought to take a tip from Stephen A. You seen this video of him on the studio? It's obviously hot as hell outside, and they've got those lights going as well. Somebody has got a fan going on Stephen A. during the break.
Uh-huh. Well, and if you notice, they have those air-conditioned blowers underneath the desk.
They do.
But, you know, he sweats, and so during the breaks, they your job is the production assist.
You've got to cool off Stephen A. Well, and to be fair, they're doing it to everybody there.
Yeah.
So everybody on the set, Big Perk, and who's that? Wendy over there, and who's the girl? What's her name? I don't remember.
Which show was that? Was that Shay earlier? Was that First Take?
I don't know.
Probably. You know, it is interesting, though. And speaking of Big Perk, I saw earlier on their NBA show, Tim Morrow, who is the CEO of the San Antonio Zoo, and he does a phenomenal job. The zoo is incredible.
A great guy, too.
And he's great on social media. He had some sort of wager going. I don't have the tweet in front of me, but basically, if the Spurs lose the series, because Perk picked them to, he's got to go shovel either hippo or rhino poop. And if the Knicks win, he'll get a VIP tour. And Perk has responded, and I think accepted the challenge. And so they had some AI graphics of what it would be like if he's shoveling the poop.
He shovels poop a lot on his show.
Yeah, but this would be actual. I mean, could you imagine Big Perk with a shovel out there with, is it a hippo or a rhino? I forget what they actually made the bet on.
I think it was wasn't it the gorillas?
No, Tim tweeted Shaq about the Congo Falls exhibit.
Oh, okay. Got you. I don't know. Big Chonkla is Big Perk, because that dude flip-flops all over the place. Because if the Spurs win tomorrow night, he's probably going to change his pick. That's what he does. He changes his mind as the wind blows. So, what did he change his mind in that Oklahoma or the Minnesota series? 3 times?
Something like that.
It was crazy.
I mean, you got a right to change your mind.
No, you don't. Pick one and go with it.
Well, again, we reserve our right to change our mind all the time. But if you make a pick, you can't flip-flop on that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're making a pick, I mean, I said Spurs in 6. I would like to flip-flop and say Spurs in 7. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with it.
That's not really flip-flopping.
Well,
if you flip to the New York Knicks.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, because at some point, I might be forced to change my Spurs in 5 prediction.
You may have to.
But right now, with a must-win game tomorrow night, for my prediction to stay accurate and on track, I can stay with Spurs in 5. I'm not ready to change it.
Right now you can, but you're kind of on life support, are you not?
That was one game.
Well, I'm just saying now you got to win 4 in a row. So it's possible. Absolutely possible.
They've won 12 in a row. It's time for them. They're due for a losing streak.
They're due for a loss. Yes, they are.
210-656-ESPN, 656-37 at 76. Bamsey Mark, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
What's up, Jason and Joe? What's going on? I was at the game last night, and it's all going good until
it wasn't.
Forgot how to make a basket. Made a lot of missed layups inside. They shot too many threes. They weren't making them, so they should have tried something different. But they hung in there. I need to stop being so critical because I really didn't expect them to be here, so got to stick with them.
Well, I'm curious, Bamsey Mark, were you as shocked as everybody else with the amount of Knicks fans in the building last night?
It was ridiculous. Of course, I'm up in the nosebleed, and there was Knicks fans everywhere making loud and all this craziness. We couldn't shut them up because we weren't winning. So,
well, that's too bad. And apparently, they were disrespecting the T-shirts that were on the chairs, according to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page.
Hey, I've been a season ticket holder since 2008, 2009. I don't remember. I've never seen it before. At the end of the first quarter, the whole section went down the stairs. You can't all go at one time. So obviously these people had never been to a game before, so they didn't know what to do.
That's funny.
That is funny.
That is funny. Bamsey Mark, appreciate the phone call. You think about last night's game, and I think Bamsey Mark said it right. I think most Spurs fans are feeling that way. Last night was great till it wasn't. For 3 quarters, you felt really good about where that game was at. The Spurs weren't playing good, but they had a double-digit lead. And while the Knicks are going to make a run, because they always seem to make a run, you kind of felt the same way against Oklahoma City. It was the belief in that Spurs defense that they would make a run. And then when they didn't, as a Spurs fan, time to bitch about Mitch Johnson not burning timeouts. But Mitch Johnson doesn't use his timeouts that way. So that's his philosophy as a coach. While it might drive you nuts as a fan, Mitch Johnson was very true to the way he has coached all year. Same thing with leaving De'Aaron Fox in the game instead of going with Dylan Harper. Now, he made his decision. I'm sure he thought about it. Maybe he is rethinking that decision now with the way things played out. But in his first finals game as a head coach, Mitch Johnson coached that game kind of like it was November, December. The question that I ask, can you coach a finals game the same way you would a game in November or December?
I would say absolutely not. You can't do that. I mean, look, every game is important, obviously, right? Every single one. So, again, when it comes to Dylan Harper, I don't know what Mitch was thinking or why he didn't make that move. But I'm sure he's going to watch the film. He's going to watch how Dylan Harper played last night, how he was able to use his athletic ability to get to the bucket and to score. He even made, I don't know how many threes Dylan made. I know he made a couple. But he was playing well. And for that young man to only play, what did he get, 3 minutes in the second half or the fourth quarter, whatever it was?
3 minutes, 33 seconds in that fourth quarter.
So, yeah, it just seems kind of strange. Look, I give Mitch the benefit of the doubt when it comes to De'Aaron Fox. You want us to go with the veteran guy. Fox does operate the offense better than anybody else, but he was missing bunnies, and that was what was so frustrating. I mean, there were bunny shots that he was missing last night. He just didn't have it, and so you got to wonder at that point in time, do you make the move? I mean, you lost the game, so even if you put in Dylan Harper and lost the game, what do you got to lose? Although we'd probably be killing him for that if that was the case.
Well, that's it. He had to make a decision, and he made a decision. In the finals, do you let your veteran guy finish the game or the guy with the hot hand? And I tend to lean in the postseason, not just the finals, but in the postseason, you go with the hot hand, especially if your starter is struggling the way De'Aaron Fox was struggling. But one of the things that we have seen from De'Aaron Fox, and we didn't see it last night, is him have a version of what we saw from Jalen Brunson. Game is on the line, and De'Aaron Fox generally plays his best basketball. You know, there was that quote that Mitch Johnson had earlier in this playoff run where he said that he had to remind De'Aaron Fox he didn't have to wait until the fourth quarter. You can start the game that way. So that, I'm sure, factored a lot into the decision that Mitch Johnson made. And when it doesn't work out, we're all going to sit here and go, well, that was the wrong decision. You've got to play the hot hand. But Mitch Johnson was very consistent with his coaching last night like he has been all season. I'm just curious if Pop sent him a text or pulls him aside or, you know, however Pop is dealing with stuff, because I know he texted Wemby after the game last night. Wemby talked about it, that, you know, in the playoffs, do you do things a little bit differently? And again, you can't panic because then your team is going to see that you're panicking. But staying with the hot hand, De'Aaron Fox is a pro. He would probably say, yeah, I get it. You got to go with the hot hand in that situation.
I would think so, too. I mean, and again, and De'Aaron Fox is a team guy. I mean, he is a team guy. There's no question about that. Would it have made a difference? I don't know. The way Brunson was playing in that fourth quarter, maybe it wouldn't have. But I just think with Harper's athletic ability, he would have had an opportunity to do some things very Jalen Brunson-like. And so we'll never know. We'll go to game 2. We'll see if Mitch Johnson does something different. If it comes down to the same scenario in the fourth quarter, it's a close game. And I highly anticipate it to be that way. I think all these games are going to be pretty tight. We may have a blowout or two, but I just do. So we'll see if Mitch Johnson changes his mind. I have a feeling Coach Johnson didn't sleep a lot last night. He probably watched a lot of film last night. He's probably been doing the same thing today. I know the teams met. They had to. It's mandatory by the NBA. They had to meet with the media, and I know they went through some walkthroughs.
Although, did you see there wasn't a player to be found on the floor during the open to the media portion of their practice today. Now, not a player in sight during the portion of today's shoot-around that was open to the media.
Well, that was probably the best thing for them, although the NBA may have something to say to them about that because the rules are completely different.
Well, they did their interviews.
Well, and that's fine. Yeah, they've done that before, I think, if I recall. I'm not sure, but I'm okay with it. They needed to watch film, needed to go over some stuff, and that's what they did.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Man M, you're on the Blitz. What's up, sir?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
So I'm going to tell you guys what's making me feel better. I'm going to quote one of Joe's favorite guys in sports. We need to relax.
Wow.
All right, we need to relax. And, and what I mean is, of course, it's just one game. I see this series going back and forth. We'll probably be tied after 4. I wouldn't be surprised if we're tied after game 4, and then the Spurs win games 5 and 6. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And I do agree with what you guys are saying about Mitch. One of the ones that frustrated me was Champagnie in the fourth. Like I hear what Jason says about taking out Fox. I would rather have put in Harper for Champagnie because Champagnie wasn't doing it on either end last night. So at that point, why not just pull him?
Well, that's a good point. And if you want to keep Fox in the game to run the offense, you got Harper in there for Champagnie. Who knows what the right decision is? And again, all of these decisions, would they have made a difference or not, we'll never know. But you can't let Brunson go off the way that he did. And I don't know how to stop it. I really don't. The guys made a habit of doing that. But he was the big difference in that fourth quarter. And I don't think anybody's panicking, man. I mean, honestly, I'm not panicking. I still believe that the Spurs are the better team in this series, and they'll get it done. But some of the things that happened last night were frustrating as hell. I mean, they just were, especially when your superstar has a subpar game and just looks lackluster to begin with the entire game. That to me is concerning. Hopefully that changes and he comes out and does what he did before when he had a lackluster performance.
Well, and it's not only Wemby. De'Aaron Fox is going to respond, and we've seen De'Aaron Fox respond, right? So, again, neither team played great basketball last night.
No.
I mean, I'm trying to remember the last time the Spurs scored under 100 points, right? And, again, it's as simple as are they making their threes? When the Spurs are shooting 25% from 3, typically they're not going to win a game. And last night they shot 25% from 3. New York wasn't much better. They were at 30%. Both of them actually made 11 three-pointers last night. The Knicks just took fewer. The fact that the Knicks got 50 points in the paint, which is just incredible. I mean, you got to look back at that. And Mitch Johnson, how in the hell did they get 50 points in the paint?
Felt like some of that was bad offense on our part, and then some of that was, maybe at times not being able to square the basketball up and give the proper resistance. And then the offensive rebounds crushed us. 23 second chance points. We're up 1 point, I believe 93, 94, 94, 95. Get them to miss. They get a rebound. Brunson hits a 3. They go on an 11-0 run. Makes it tough. Got to be able to close out possessions with rebounds when you make a miss.
I'm wondering, we have the Defensive Player of the Year, don't we?
Unanimous.
Yeah. You would think that stuff like that wouldn't happen with the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
But it did. Huh. Well, we'll see. Again, one game, the series is far from over. There's no question about that. I fully expect the Spurs to respond tomorrow night. Without a doubt, I expect Wemby to play better, Fox to play better, everybody to play better. And then you look at that whole scenario, and I think it's a dangerous thing for a team that won the first game on the road and to just say and be satisfied. But the Knicks might be satisfied. They very well might be ready to go back to New York with the series tied at 1. So a lot to look at tomorrow night. But the good news is there is a game tomorrow night, and I cannot wait for that. It's going to be interesting to see. Adjustments, all of that stuff, and obviously we'll talk a lot about that tomorrow. So any adjustments you have, sleep on it. Let us know what you would do tomorrow.
Well, and it is kind of interesting when you look at it and you think about the adjustments. I don't know, and I don't think we are going to get a Knicks team that shows up tomorrow satisfied with the split. And I felt like you saw that some with Minnesota, maybe to a degree with Oklahoma City. This Knicks team has just been on a run, on an incredible winning streak, this historic run. And I do think guys like Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns understand the history that they are trying to make, not just for the Knicks organization, but for NBA history. When you start looking at, was it 15 is the current winning streak, longest in the playoffs by the Golden State Warriors. I think the Spurs were at 12 at 1.2 back in 99, right? I do think a lot of those guys understand the history that they are trying to make along with winning the NBA championship. You know, we talk about some of the Spurs, like a guy like Wemby, that's very aware of the historical data that's out there. The Knicks are the same, and they are the New York Knicks. So imagine, and they have, because there's been so much talk about it on the local New York shows and obviously on the national shows, kind of like, you know, we talk about with the Cowboys. Whichever group of the Cowboys gets back and actually gets a championship, you think Troy and Emmett and Michael are gods. What are those guys going to be like? Well, Knicks fans are looking at this current roster saying the same thing. I mean, they're talking about statues for Brunson outside of the Garden if they're able to get this done.
Yeah, Brunson will be a I hate using the word God, but yes, he'll be up there in New York Knicks lore if this happens. I mean, look, the guy comes there, he takes a team-friendly salary. He didn't take the max, so they were able to sign guys like Cat and trade for him and some of the other guys that they have there. So he didn't go for all the bag. He left some in the tank so the Knicks could sign some players. So, again, we'll see what happens. Game 2 is pretty important tomorrow night, I would say. Certainly not a must-win, but it's important for the San Antonio Spurs, and we are talking about it. It is a Therapy Thursday here on the Blitz. If you got something you want to get off your chest about last night's game or looking ahead to what's going to happen in Game 2, you can do that, 656-3776-656 ESPN.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. They have offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz.
Crunch Time Hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your Crunch Time Hero.
Ever tried answering emails with kids running through the house? Coldplay Cove is the better way to work and parent. A modern family space where you can grab coffee, work, recharge, and connect while your child safely learns and plays nearby. Built for families, rooted in community. Learn more at coldplaycove.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for Sponsored Jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed-sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
The San Antonio Gunslingers are out on the road battling across the league, but they're coming back home strong. Mark your calendars. Saturday, June 13th, they ride into town to take on New Mexico in a huge home showdown. Stay locked in with the team on social media and at sanantoniogunslingers.com. Tickets for the June 13th home game are on sale now. Get yours today and bring the family out for professional indoor football. The San Antonio Gunslingers, lock and load.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Juicy, thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. This is bring your appetite food. Novo is attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com.
The largest gun show in San Antonio is at the Shriner Auditorium this weekend. Texas Gun Shows is open this Friday from 4 to 7 p.m., 10 a.m. to 5 Saturday, and then 10 a.m. to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows is at the Shriner Auditorium on 1604 this Friday through Sunday.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, football making some news. The Cowboys have added a wide receiver, Jaden Smith, 6'6", physical pass catcher, counted for 62 receptions, 849 yards, 7 touchdowns in 2024. He was signed by Tampa Bay as an undrafted free agent in 2025. Spent his rookie season on IR. Green Bay Packers have reached an agreement today with wide receiver Christian Watkins. 4-year, $110.5 million contract extension, $31 million guaranteed.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, on a Thursday, happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you're having a good one, whatever you're doing. However you're doing it, thanks for spending a little time with us here on The Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and it's a therapy Thursday, if you will, as we recover from last night's loss to the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. You feel any better, Minix?
No.
No?
Not yet. I'm still angry about the way they played last night, but I'm still very confident that the San Antonio Spurs can win the championship this year and turn things around. I am, impressed with the Knicks and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson didn't have a great game. Typically, I look at a guy that scores 30 points on 31 shots. Man, give me that all day. Except for he had 13 points in the fourth quarter. He was great when it mattered most. Wemby had 26 points on 21 shots. He wasn't good in the fourth quarter. Their star was better when it mattered, and our star wasn't.
That's exactly right, and you could bring it down no matter what else happened in the game. Jalen Brunson took over for the Knicks in the fourth quarter, and the Spurs didn't have anybody to take over for them in the fourth quarter. So that's the difference in the ball game. I mean, we look at this thing. They closed the game on an 11-0 run, and they won by 10.
Yep.
So it tells you the Spurs had the lead.
Yeah.
When Brunson went nuts. And impressed with the Spurs coming back because I think they were down 5 or 6 at one point there in the fourth quarter. They came back to take that lead. And then that's when Brunson did his circus act.
Yeah, it was a 1-point game there, and Spurs missed some threes. They couldn't get stops, and the Knicks got the win. And Wemby, in his own words, he was bad last night.
No, of course not. I agree with the coach. And, I mean, it's the same. Every team guards differently, you know. I'm going to figure it out. It's, I mean, I was bad tonight. It's not more complicated than that.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, I was watching his press conference last night, and he had a lot of short answers.
He did.
He didn't expound on a lot of things, a lot of short answers. And, I mean, he was gracious. He was, he was there. He was answering every question that was asked, but it was just really short. And I think that was by design.
Well, and again, one of his longer answers, you could say this is cocky. You could say he's just a confident guy.
It's almost not like I have anything to figure out. It's almost like I have to play normal, not even good. It's like just doing the right things is enough. It's when we play bad, when I play bad, it's when we shoot ourselves in the foot. It's this is why I'm not worried. It's we're going to be so much better. I'm going to be so much better.
And I believe that. And he believes it too, I think. And after a bad game, he's hearing all of this stuff, not only from us, but from all the national stuff. And don't believe that lie that they don't watch and listen. They do. And they're kids, right? They have Twitter and all that stuff. They're hearing the criticism. And I expect a different Wemby tomorrow night.
And this isn't uncharted waters for this group. They have been down in series this postseason.
Felt like some of that was bad offense on our part. And then some of that was, maybe at times not being able to square the basketball up and give the proper resistance. And then the offensive rebounds crushed us. 23 second chance points. We're up 1 point, I believe 93, 94, 94, 95. Get them to miss. They get a rebound. Brunson hits a three. They go on an 11-0 run. Makes it tough. Got to be able to close out possessions with rebounds when you make a miss.
Kind of what it is. And you think about that run. I mean, Mitch explained it there. That's just, the bottom line. You want to get it off your chest? Now's the time to do it. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Jason, great name. You're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Oh, man, I'm just ready for game 2 to kick off. I'm ready to – that's the only way I'm going to get over this therapy session, man. I've watched a lot of games this playoff run where we've been down double digits, and we're talking like 10 plus, 12 plus, and I know they're a young team, man, and what he said was true. They didn't play their good game. I thought Harper only playing 3 minutes in the fourth quarter was kind of head scratching because he literally was the one that was dominating the third quarter, and. You got to tip your hat to the Knicks, man. They took advantage of the load management player restriction minutes that, Wemby had to sit down for. And, I got a lot of friends who are Knicks fans. And, man, they've been killing me all day long, man.
That pisses you off. It pisses me off, too.
Yep.
It does, man. They feel, you know what? You can't really, I mean, I could say what I really want to say, but I mean, you can't really. I felt like the Spurs beat themselves last night, man. They had the momentum. They went on the runs. They was doing their thing. My thing is they settle. A lot of times they settle for shots. I mean, like the Knicks literally made them feel uncomfortable in the fourth quarter. They were settling for shots. Wemby was shooting, taking the long shots, not dominating in the paint like he normally does. It's just very uncharacteristic of what they did last night. I mean, I'm just ready for game 2, man, because I feel like they're going to win game 2, and it's going to be a good series, man. But I just felt like we had that last night and we let it go, man. I'm not going to get that taste out of my mouth until game 2 kicks off, and at the end of the game in game 2, when we do win, yes, I say when we do, because I'm confident they'll do what they say they're going to do.
You see that?
Yeah.
You see that, Jason? You got that off your chest. You sounded really depressed when you started. By the time that phone call ended, man, you're upbeat. You're ready to roll.
Well, that's it. And again, you look at 2 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the game. Wemby hits a free throw, and the Spurs are up 1. And in the final 2 minutes, the Aaron Fox misses. Wemby had the turnover off his foot. Then Wemby misses a 28-foot three-point shot. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Yeah, it's just, bad all the way down from that point. And those guys go on a run. And, you heard the caller, Jason. It kind of felt like the Spurs let that one get away. Wemby said the exact same thing.
I mean, we let them get an offensive rebound, so that's on us. And after that, that's an experienced team. They know how to play with momentum. And we had the momentum until late in that game. This is why I said we let that one go.
Well, and they did, because they had to rally back and take the lead. They did that, and it looked like things were going to turn out pretty well, until they didn't. And then they go ice cold, and Jalen Brunson does his thing, and the rest is history. You got to close games, and I think that's one of the learning things that the Spurs still have some stuff to do, is closing games. They did that against Oklahoma City in that Game 7. So they're getting there, but last night they weren't able to do it, and they got to learn that, especially against a team like this.
Well, and again, you look at, we're focusing on the end of the game when, they had that 1-point lead with 2 minutes to go. They were up 14 with 6.5 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And that game is tied at the start of the fourth.
Uh-huh.
The Knicks go on a run, Spurs come back. And I think that's why you kind of felt like, man, you just nitpick everything. But, that stretch in the third quarter was, brutal.
It was. Without a doubt it was. So.
Hey, Wes, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Yeah, listen, I'm not depressed at all. I look at this young team and I say there's a learning curve. And even now, even though they're in the finals, they're still learning how to manipulate, put their foot on a team's throat and finish. And you guys are kind of putting the nail on the head here, but I will say this. The reason they lost wasn't because of Brunson. Yeah, I get it. In the last minutes when they needed shots, they got the ball to him and he made shots. But the reason they lost was because of Karl Anthony Towns. Let's be honest. When the Spurs were up 14, Karl Anthony Towns' hustle, his grit, his determination, his and ones took the Spurs from being confident and up and on a roll to quickly being back on their heels. And I hate to say this, but you knew when they tied the game in the third quarter going to the fourth that at that point all the pressure was on the young Spurs. And that doesn't mean they're going to lose. That just means that at that particular moment, you have to finish. We're all saying the same thing. And for the love of God, can we honestly say this? I like the look, but the Spurs are now 1-3, guys. 1-3 with the Fiesta color shirts in the arena. Can we stop with it already? Let's just go back to having normal colors in the arena.
I think tomorrow night they're going with towels.
Yeah, towels. I don't think I guess they could still do the Fiesta colors if they wanted to, but I'm with them. The record with those shirts are horrible.
Well, at 1-3.
Yeah, that's bad.
1-3. Iga Mendoza's song is 2-1.
No, it's still 2-0.
No, it's 2-1.
It's 2-0, dude.
What? No, it is not.
On its own, it's 2-0.
What crap are you trying to pull now? On its own.
You and Pledge throw in a rock song that had no business being there because ego, I go, you go, where he was doing great by himself.
The game played. It counted. The song played.
Wow.
It counts. That's a loss.
I go, I'm sorry, buddy.
It's ego. Get his name right at least.
How do you know it's ego?
Because it's Igo Mendoza. I've met the guy.
It's I go.
No, he needs
you
to go.
We go.
Yes, his music needs to go.
Spurs go.
But it's I go. Ego.
Right, well, I like I go or you
go. Hell, I don't know. David, you're on the Blitz, man. What's up?
Hey, guys. I just want to talk about the Spurs rebounding last night. It was deplorable. When you have no one running to the rim after shooting and missing as many threes as the Spurs did, not a single rebounder underneath the basket, and the Knicks were just blocking everybody and their mother out of the rebounding area. I don't understand how you can't follow.
David.
Yes.
The Spurs out-rebounded the Knicks last night, 54-49.
Yep.
And how many offensive rebounds did Jalen Brunson have last night off his own shots?
One.
No, he had at least three.
I'm looking at the official stat sheet right now. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll hold it up. Jalen Brunson had one offensive rebound last night.
Regardless, I am sick of every single player standing on the 3-point line and watching the shot go and not go in.
Yeah.
No, and there's four players underneath on the opposite team getting the damn rebound.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I get it. You can out rebound throughout the game. But when you're not making an effort, you're not making an effort.
I know. The Spurs had 14 offensive rebounds. The Knicks had 10.
David, tell Minix not to let facts get in the way of a good story. But he had a good rant going on there.
It was
good.
You're right. Now, the Knicks
did have... by the way, I also agree.
Go ahead. The Knicks did have 23 second-chance points. The Spurs only had 14, according to the official stats. But you and I, David, we know they don't mean a damn thing.
Yeah, but I also wanted to say, since Joe made his comment on Wemby having to be in the paint, I'm sorry, San Antonio, but all your watch parties are going to get rained out tomorrow because I'm actually going to agree with Joe.
Whoa!
Wemby needs to be in the paint. You need him in the paint. He's your biggest, tallest guy, your best player. He needs to be in the paint. If he gets fouled, so be it.
Well,
if he misses the shot, so be it.
I don't think they're worried about him getting fouled. I think they probably would want that. I mean, the biggest problem is while he does need to start inside out, and Mitch Johnson said that, that is something that they're doing, he can't live in the paint with his size, his frame, and we've seen it for 3 years. So now that you're in the NBA Finals, you want him to play like Shaq, and that isn't going to happen. I know he doesn't want to be a center. Well, I think Pop lied to Tim Duncan for damn near 20 years about him not being a center, right? But he does have to spend more time there and be aggressive while he is in there. He doesn't always have to be. He could stop with the gazillion three-pointers. I'm with you there. He doesn't need 9 of them. He does need more time in the paint, but he's not going to live down there. So you keep saying that it's a pipe dream that isn't going to happen and will just continue to frustrate the hell out of you. You got to accept it. That dude isn't doing it. I want him to do more of it too, but that's not what they do. It's not what he does, and we've seen it for 3 years.
Well, then the Spurs need to address that and get a big man to play center.
They do.
And allow Wemby to play the Tim Duncan role of power forward because right now that's all they have.
Yep.
That's it. So, I mean, if he's not willing to do that or they can't do that or whatever it is, then they need to adjust and do something about it. And it's hard to criticize these guys because they are the Western Conference champions.
Yeah.
They're in the NBA Finals. However, when you see what New York was doing last night and defending Wemby that way and keeping him out of the paint, keeping him from getting the rebounds that he normally gets, then it's frustrating. And that's when you start to look at this. So that's a talk for once this final series is over, however it ends, and whatever the parade goes and all of that stuff, then we start looking at the draft and you start talking about adjustments that the Spurs need to make. But I think their biggest need is not a 3-and-D guy. It's a big man to take some pressure off of Victor Wembanyama. That's what I think, and there you go. Hey, good call, by the way. Was it David?
Yeah, that was David.
Yeah, David. Don't let that stat sheet. It lies all the time.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, that was a hell of a call, my friend. Hell of a call. Spurs, Knicks, Game 2 tomorrow night. We're talking about it. If you've got something you want to get off your chest, and a lot of folks on the phone line, you can do that. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Give us a call. We'll talk some Spurs basketball as they go to Game 2 of the NBA Finals. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You heard David talking about rain tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's going to rain tomorrow. I think my app says that as well, but it doesn't really matter. You know why? because if you want to play golf, the Golf Club of Texas is open 7 days a week. So if you can't play tomorrow, you can certainly play on Saturday. If something's going on Saturday, you can play on Sunday. And the best news about that is Spurs aren't playing Saturday or Sunday. So you've got nothing else to do but go play some golf and have some fun out at the Golf Club of Texas. It is open 7 days a week. It's not like one of those schwanky country clubs, although it looks like a schwanky country club. That is for sure. And the staff out there, they're going to treat you like royalty. Let me tell you about the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. It is an outstanding place. The food there is fantastic. They've got a full bar. They can make you any kind of cocktail that you need. They've got a full selection of ice-cold beer that you can have there inside the Tin Cup Bar and Grill, or you can pack up a bunch of it and take it out on the course with you and enjoy your day. It is just an outstanding day when you head out there. Take your buddies out there. Take your family out there. Just for dinner at the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. Great place to take the family out there. You're going to get a great meal, and you're not going to break the bank. Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether it's for dinner at the Tin Cup or around with your buddies, how about your next tournament? You need to go check them out. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
The Morning Huddle.
Why are you dressed like that? You look poor.
Dude, you're in a
prison jumpsuit. You look poor.
Well, his texts are green.
What's wrong with your clothes? You look poor. That's why I always tell Rob when he says those green texts. Why are your texts green? You look poor.
I know. Poor people.
Oh. I'm with you. I used to make fun of guys like me. I get it.
Galana says, you text green like a poor. You text like a poor person with your green bubble. B. Hannon says, a girl stopped talking to me because I sent her a green text.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for Window Nation. You know, it is June. Summer is here along with those hot summer days, and that means constant AC use and high energy bills. It is time to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit WindowNation.com to book that consultation.
Twin Peaks is your home to soccer's biggest event in the world. Get all your updates live on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM. And get to Twin Peaks to catch your favorite matchups paired with daily goal-worthy specials. Twin Peaks is your home for the world's biggest soccer event. This Father's Day, join the Blitz live at Coldplay Cove in Stone Oak. Enjoy Dad and Me sports activities, coffee tastings, giveaways, raffles, and family fun built for modern families. Grab your tickets now through the events page at coldplaycove.com.
The Spurs and the Knicks. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, you look at our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, some comments in there talking about a big man for the Spurs. Yeah, I honestly do. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some changes made, and again, that's a conversation for after the finals are over. But to me, that seems to be the biggest need. And Plumlee, Bismack Biyombo, Olenek, they ain't it. So I'm Joe Reinigle. He's Jason Minix.
And again, we'll worry about off-season changes when the off-season gets there. After one game, we don't need to fire the coach, and we don't need to bench a starter, and we don't need to I mean, understand the frustration, absolutely. But, man, think about all the bitching that we're doing. This team is in the NBA Finals, and none of us thought this team would be in the NBA Finals when the year started. And it's easy for me to say, and I'm telling this to myself, too, because I think you all know I'm a Spurs fan.
Yep.
Enjoy the ride. That doesn't mean you can't be pissed off and frustrated after a bad loss, especially when you felt like, man, we played like crap. It's one thing to lose a game when you're like, man, we played great. They're just really good. Wemby played like crap. Fox played like crap. I was mad at the coach for not leaving Dylan Harper in the game. That's part of being a fan. That is part of being a fan. A lot of you want to get stuff off your chest because, well,
that's
it's
what
a
we're here
therapy
for.
kind of day.
That's right.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Looks like Floyd has been on hold the longest. Floyd, what's up, man?
Yeah, thank you guys for letting me get this off my chest. I think I drank 2 pots of coffee today, which is not good because I'm an old man. Look, man, they gave one away. They should have won that game. They should have. They got the better team. And Brunson, he's not Clyde Frazier, even though I know he's probably talked to him because he took over that fourth quarter. But the Spurs, the bench, I mean, come on, use those players. I mean, they need to know if they don't play well, they're going to be gone next year. Put the fear of God in them. I mean, I remember Vince Lombardi on one of the shows. What the hell is going on out here? You know, go up and down that bench like a madman, or even get thrown out of the game. Like Pop sometimes will get thrown out. Sometimes you have to get their attention. They're making a lot of money to sit over there on that bench and do nothing. We want them to play.
You know, it's
right.
It's great, and I'm glad, boy. I hope you feel better.
I
now.
hope you do too, Floyd. It sounds like you do.
Those 2 pots of coffee, you might not feel better later, but at least in the moment,
be cleaned out. That's for sure.
Oh boy, in the moment, this was a tie game with 2 minutes to go.
No, it's true, but Minix, you know how Spurs fans are. All fans of every team.
Yeah.
You know, when you lose a game, there's all kinds of stuff that have to change, and there are some glaring things. And I look at last night's game, and what you just said is right. Yes, it was a tie game, or the Spurs had a 1-point lead, in fact, with 2 minutes to play.
2:16.
But there were so many frustrating aspects to last night's game, and I think that's what kind of is under Spurs fans' skin right now. So many frustrating things, and it starts with number one, Wemby. It starts with him and his 6 turnovers and his 7 missed 3-point shots, and and his just lackluster-looking performance. So it starts with him. Then you can go to De'Aaron Fox, and he needs to play better. And Devin Vassell didn't play all that great. And so just some frustrating things that if this team plays the way that it played in Game 7 against Oklahoma City, that we're talking about something completely different today. We're talking about the Spurs leading this series 1-0 instead of the other way around. And I think that is what's frustrating Spurs fans, certainly frustrating me.
The face of the NBA was 26-12. Even 12 rebounds doesn't seem enough for Wemby, but a solid double-double. But those 26 points on 21 shots. And remember, he made 12 free throws. So that 26 isn't, right? He only had 2 assists last night. Now, as a team, they didn't have enough assists, but when you miss a bunch of shots, that comes with the territory. He had 3 block shots. He had 6 turnovers. The team itself had 13. Wemby had about 50% of the turnovers. He had a bad game. And they were tied with 2:16 to play, right?
Sure.
So to have confidence going into the next one, I get it. You should. Wemby does too. He knows he played bad. He talked about it a lot. De'Aaron Fox, statistically, he was worse. He was 3 of 13, 0 of 4 from 3.
Bunnies he missed. He missed some short little shots that he makes every time.
He had 5 assists. He had 3 turnovers. So, again, the team had 13, 9 turnovers, 9 of the 13 by your 2 best players. And De'Aaron Fox is the steady ball handler. If you'd have told me the point guard had that many turnovers, I'd have thought that Steph Castle was running point. I mean, let's be honest. Steph Castle was solid last night.
Or Jeremy Sohan came back to the Spurs and played point guard. One of the two. I don't know.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's frustrating, though. I get it.
Daniel, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. So I wanted to talk about, we talked about inexperience on the players, but I felt like the coaching staff showed their inexperience last night. If you look at the run they made in the third quarter, they put Devin Vassell on Cat. And then, they made that run, got up 13, and then they went back to Wemby on Cat. And then, Cat definitely dominated. So I don't know what you guys thought on that. Love the show. Thanks for taking my call, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Daniel. Thanks for the phone call. And a lot of I've seen some other comments on that, and you can kind of see Wemby shouldn't be on Cat. Maybe there should be a different matchup, or get somebody that's a little more. And I don't want to say athletic because Wemby's pretty damn athletic for his size, without a doubt. But if you got a Vassell on him, maybe that makes a difference with him, because look, he is playing great basketball right now. Cat is. He's playing great basketball, and so I don't know. Maybe that's a change we're going to see for tomorrow night. It will be interesting to see, but at this point in time, it almost seems like we sit here and overanalyze everything. If Wemby plays better, if De'Aaron Fox plays better, Devin Vassell plays better, then I think you're talking about a different outcome. I expect New York to play better because, look, they didn't play all that great. I just believe the Spurs have the better squad, and I think if they play the way they should, they're going to end up winning the series however long it happens to go.
And I tell you what, somebody else that needs to play better and needs to play is your 6th man of the year, who got 8 whole minutes last night. 8. And he was awful. Your 6th man of the year.
Yeah, he's got to play better. He has not had a good playoff series completely.
No.
I mean, since the playoffs began, he hasn't played well. So it's going to be interesting what they do. I mean, when you're only playing 8 minutes and you're the first guy off the bench, that's a problem.
Dylan Harper off the bench played 27 minutes.
Yes, and should have played about, 30.
I'm surprised Carter Bryant didn't get a little more run last night. And what really pisses me off about the bench play is coming in, I thought the Spurs bench was better than the Knicks bench, where the Spurs bench got owned by Oklahoma City's bench. Shamet only had 13 points. Not like their bench was great last night. And Jalen Brunson played 37 minutes, and hell, at one point he went to the locker room. I wonder if his knee was going to make it through.
Yeah.
I mean, as bad as that knee injury looked, I thought he might be done for the series.
Well, and you guys had to tell me what happened because I couldn't see it. And
I can't wait to have that seat tomorrow night. I'll take the binoculars with me.
You can text me.
You know why
I'll tell you exactly what's happening.
Ryan Eagle's grumpy? Because his seat last night.
Jeez. Unbelievable.
It was in a different zip code.
You know, and I love my job, I'd rather be here. I'm not ready to go back to TV by any stretch of the imagination. Don't want to do that. But those TV seats were a hell of a lot better than the radio seats. Just saying.
Were they really?
Yes.
Normally, I'm up there with the TV guy.
I've never been up there as a TV guy, but that was way back in 2014. I don't remember being up there, and if I did, I went back to the station. Because during the week, I wouldn't stay. The only time I would ever stay at a home game would be on a weekend when I'd have to cover it. But if I was there during the week, I'd have to go back to the station. So maybe I shouldn't say the Spurs arena, but other arenas, the seats are a hell of a lot better.
True.
So,
in Miami, we had really good seats.
Yeah, they had excellent seats.
Miami was awesome.
Yes.
For a variety of reasons.
Well, yeah.
Well, for all of them.
We just couldn't afford them.
Well, see.
The other reasons.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm telling you.
Back then, I was doing a show with a former Dallas Cowboy who had connections to get us into that club over at Fountain Blue.
And all you could do was drool.
No, we were in this area, and I realized it was time to go home when I was pouring the bottle of Grey Goose and completely missing the glass.
Yeah, because you were looking at something you shouldn't have been looking at. Let's face it.
I mean, you ain't lying.
I tell you what. No, South Beach is great. It's just that those girls down there are expensive. Because they got a lot of expensive work done.
Not sure what you mean by that.
Well, I'm just saying they're not down there looking for a couple of cheese balls like you and me, buddy. They're down there looking for guys with private jets.
Well, I mean, we weren't looking for that. We were just out having a good time,
I hear
Joe.
you. Well, okay, I understand that. Although I was a knucklehead back in my day.
Sounds like it in 2014, huh?
Boy, that hooker just lifts me every day.
That's not what we were doing on that trip.
No. It's business. All work. No play.
Well, no, that's not true either. But work doesn't always, or play doesn't always mean chase and tail.
Well, even play down there if you go to South Beach. You get a beer for $30. It's like it's not cheap.
Again, 2014 pricing. I know they're more now, but that bottle of Grey Goose was $600.
Exactly.
And the mistake I made, it was I tried to expense it.
Stop it.
I'm sure that went over well with Lance. Yeah.
I don't even know if it made it to Lance. Brenda about had a.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, whoops, how did that receipt get in there?
That's funny as hell, dude. A lot of memories back. I will say that, though. A lot of people still working for the NBA that worked for the NBA back in 13, 14, and even further back than that. So it's good to see all those folks down there last night. Shocked they remember me with my little caterpillar on my face. I was kind of surprised, but they did. They were all very nice.
Now, I think you're being called out.
I am?
Your old photographer, the great Marcus Floyd. Bougie-ass Joe, you're full of it. Our seats were bad.
What do you mean our seats were bad? My seats. His seats were bad.
Seats were upper concourse.
Yeah, my seats weren't bad. His were. Well, photographers don't do any work anyway. So, I mean, what the hell?
What do you do?
I got to think. I got to follow the game. That's why we got the better seats.
Isn't that what the photographer does?
No, because he can't shoot. Are you kidding me?
What do you mean he can't shoot? He's a photographer.
He can't shoot the game.
Well, no, but he tells you what shots he's going to edit, and then you.
Wait a minute. Are we talking about the same Marcus Floyd?
Absolutely.
Marcus didn't edit a damn thing.
What? Next thing you're going to tell me is you wrote all your scripts.
Yes. Although I didn't write scripts typically on the road.
Well,
Marcus will tell you that. You wing it.
I mean, we hear your sports centers. We know you don't write scripts.
No, Pledge does that. So I got to read Pledge's chicken scratch.
He types it.
It's typed. Well, it looks like chicken scratch.
Well, you just got to get through the typos. It's the beauty of it.
I think Joe needs glasses.
I don't know that I could read that last one from Marcus, but that might explain why you had good seats.
Oh. That's an inside joke and very funny as hell, but it wasn't me. She didn't want me, man. She wanted Marcus.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And now did he get crappy seats?
I guess he wasn't very good. I don't know.
Wow.
Love you, Marcus.
He says he didn't edit because you didn't write. All right, we'll take this Married with Children episode to another section of the show.
Hey, we were married for 18 years, Marcus and I, so
I know.
there you go.
I mean, you ever watch Everybody Loves Raymond? You really are Raymond and whatever his wife's name was.
Yeah, no kidding.
Actually,
no kidding.
You're kind of more like the old man.
I feel much better after this therapy Thursday, so we'll put a bow on it and make you all feel better as well as we get you ready for Game 2 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night. Spurs have to play better tomorrow, and they will. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now, you want a great seat for the game tomorrow night. If you're not going to the arena, the best seat is at the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. This playoff run has been a blast. I've been at the Rue for most of the games because, well, there's no better place to watch these games. 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and the food is incredible. Got to try their fried shrimp. Last night, my buddy Lumpy was there. I said, you're always talking about the shrimp. I've never had it here. He got the shrimp. He agrees. Best fried shrimp there is. The biggest and best wings in town. Ryan Engel's been on their corn dog bite kick, and they are fantastic. And it's perfect because they've got the kids menu and then the Ryan Engel menu, and it's really the same one. Pledge tells me the salads there are wonderful. They got about 15 different burgers on the menu. Great food, great drinks, and the best place to watch the games. Get there early tomorrow, happy hour 11 to 6. We're going to be live there Monday as the series shifts to New York as we get ready for Game 3. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place for the finals watching parties. Just down from the big blind right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call. In the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
The San Antonio Gunslingers are out on the road battling across the league, but they're coming back home strong. Mark your calendars. Saturday, June 13th, they ride into town to take on New Mexico in a huge home showdown. Stay locked in with the team on social media and at SanAntonioGunslingers.com. Tickets for the June 13th home game are on sale now. Get yours today and bring the family out for professional indoor football. The San Antonio Gunslingers, lock and load.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Kohl's lowest prices of the season are here, and suddenly checking the price feels thrilling. Not scary thrilling, the good kind. The, wait, is that right kind? Summer styles, lower. Must-have appliances, lower. Bedding, fluffier and lower. Yep, they're the kind of prices that make you look twice. You know, for the rush. Go ahead and see for yourself at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles, offers end June 7th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park. Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass on my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the softener used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
Mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
License number 38961.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, can the Spurs bounce back from the Game 1 collapse? The biggest game these kids have ever played will go down at home. Can they find a way to get themselves back to New York even? We'll cover every angle. We'll have you absolutely ready. All you got to do is set your alarm. We'll see you at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio and New York. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Thursday afternoon here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe, he's Jason. And, boy, I tell you, I feel so much better. I'm optimistic again, ready to go for Game 2, ready to put it all in place and get with it. By the way, Antonio Daniels is going to join us tomorrow.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good run this week of former Spurs that have won championships here. Antonio Daniels tomorrow. Oh, you ran into one last night at the game with Avery Johnson.
Avery Johnson. Good to see him again. Hadn't seen him in a while.
We'll work on getting Avery, but he works for CBS, and there's rules.
Yes, there are. You got to jump through some hoops sometimes, but we're working on it, and we'll see what we can do. I'd love to have Avery on, and all of those guys that played in that '99 series against the New York Knicks. And it just, it's got to be sentimental for those guys.
Absolutely. And, it was cool because Avery was wearing a Tim Duncan shirt.
He was.
And I saw Antonio Daniels post some photos on social media. They were up in a suite where Pop is, and just so many of the former players that are back. And I love the fact that you look around and a lot of those guys still live here.
Absolutely.
Which is cool. We had Malik Rose on earlier in the show. If you missed Malik, you can find that in the audio vault at sasportstar.com, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. But it is cool. And the idea, speaking of photos, and I know you tweeted this out, and I'm kind of the same way. I don't want to give this dude too much attention. But something happened at the game last night, and Joe was sitting with A.J. Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. And around the first quarter? End of the first quarter?
End of the first quarter.
A.J. said what?
Well, so we were there, you get social media stuff before the game and stuff, and A.J. looks over at me and he says, why don't you, I'll rush the court, and, you can shoot it, and that'll be some content. And he looked and he said, do you think Dax will pay my bill, or my bail? And Dax is our boss here. And I said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But what was crazy about that, then, of course, in the third quarter, I guess it was, this moron runs out on the court and does what he does. So I blame A.J. for that because he kind of put it out in the atmosphere.
Well, again, though, if you ever wonder about what kind of idiot would do that, Think A.J. Hoffman, because he had that idea, right? There are
Yes.
people out there, because what did he say? It'd be great content.
Yes.
And apparently this dude, that's what he does. And now he's banned for life from all NBA arenas.
Well, and that's not enough for him. The problem is nothing else is going to happen to that jackass because he's a minor.
Well, he didn't even get the selfie he was looking for. It looked like originally was, because Wemby smiled. Like, what?
He did.
Like, oh, Wemby sees a camera, let's pose. And it's weird, though, because he was asked about it after the game, and, he was like, I didn't know what to do.
I've never been in that situation. I didn't know how to act. And it really surprised me almost as much as that time where a bat crashed the court.
And the bat crossed the court.
Well, you ain't seen nothing, Wemby.
Well,
ask Manu Ginobili.
The security, in all fun and games, it's pretty scary when you think about the security aspect. And because even then, the guy was across court before we're like, what are you doing?
Oh, dude, he came right out and yeah, he was there before anybody even showed up. And then you get two guys coming out, one from either side to grab him. But you wouldn't think that would be able to happen.
No.
I mean, seriously, because the security down there is usually pretty good. So I don't know what this guy did or how much he planned this stuff, but and then what was irritating about it when you watch it, the guy's smiling the whole time and his phone's recording the whole time.
He knows he's getting arrested, but he got his video.
He did.
And the video is out there, and he's all over the place.
Yes, he is. Don't support that dude's socials or website, okay? We don't want some donkey doing that.
Nope, we don't.
Yeah.
You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
We get you ready for the weekend. We call it What's on Tap, and it is brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Online, samsburgerjoint.com, where you can get your tickets, see their entire calendar, concert schedule, the menu. They've got the Greyhounds on stage tomorrow night, Hydra Melody on Saturday, and planning ahead to next Tuesday, live and local with Solitary Witch.
Ooh, sounds spooky. Other things going on tonight. Great show down at the Rock Box tonight. Red with our good friends Kingdom Collapse, Waves in April, and Inside the Hollow. All playing out there at the Rock Box tonight. It's going to be a great show.
No, that Kingdom Collapse show, there's going to be a couple of guys introducing them that are worthy to go watch, too.
Well, I think so.
I mean, they should get awards for the video they're in.
They should, absolutely. Have we been nominated yet?
It's too new.
It's too new?
Still too new.
It's coming.
Yeah.
If we're gone
we're going to a rock show after tonight.
If we're gone from this place, I don't know, a month from now, you can look for us in Hollywood, for goodness sake.
With all the money we're making on that, we'll still be at work.
Green Hall, the John Cott Band, and LOL Comedy Club tonight. Marlon Wayans. That'll be funny.
Absolutely. Green Hall tomorrow night. Jamie Lynn Wilson. That'll be a good show. All eyes will be on the Frostbank Center for Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Jared Morris is at Floors Country Store. Rockbox, they've got Alt having a party there, and I know they're going to have a watch party for the Game 2. Marlon Wayans continuing his run at LOL, Finding Friday at Picks, and Test is at Paper Tiger.
Freeman Coliseum on Saturday. Yellow Card, the Up, Up, Down, Down Tour. Stable Hall at the Pearl, Golden, a K-pop kids party. Dude, I got hooked on K-pop, having to watch that with one of the grandkids the other day. Susto and Friends, plus
Don't say
Katie
that out loud.
Pruitt and Valley Flower at 7 o'clock. Green Hall, Red Shahan, one of the two. For cartoons, though, those K-pop chicks are pretty shiny. I'm just saying. Whitewater Amphitheater. Alabama playing out at Whitewater Amphitheater. The Majestic Theater, Liverpool Legends, complete Beatles experience. Out at the Rock Box on Saturday, you got Boogie Down Broadway and Bleach. Night Ranger at ACL Live, Monster Jam at the Moody Center, and let's see here. Paper Tiger has Emo Night, if you're into that, and Pix Bar, Mac.
On Sunday, Stable Hall at the Pearl, Sean Colvin. Rockbox has Kurt Dimer. Soul Sessions at Green Hall. Moody Center's got the Monster Jam. Marlon Wayans. Playing a lot of shows.
Yeah.
He must need some money. Joust is at Paper Tiger.
And then Monday. Don't we have a game on Monday?
We do.
We do. The Spurs will be playing game number 3.
Blitz live at the Rue Pub Monday 2 to 6. Come early, get your table, and get ready. Yeah.
Game number 3. That could be a
must-win game?
No.
All right.
Yeah, won't be a must-win either way. But I'm expecting the series to be 1-1 by the time they get to the Big Apple for game number 3. Should be.
Again, What's on Tap brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online at samsburgerjoint.com. And you're right. I'm with you. Right? I mean, today is that 24-hour rule.
Yep.
Tomorrow you wake up positive energy. There won't be Fiesta shirts on the seats. They're 1 and 3 with that. Pledge will play some bad music here on the Blitz, and we'll get you ready for Game 2 of the NBA Finals.
A big game. Go! I go, you're going solo tomorrow, baby. Nothing else to mess up that karma that you bring, my friend.
Why do you give Ego another chance and not the other band?
Well, because they never had a chance solo.
Well, I say again, maybe they should have had the chance solo.
Maybe they should have, but it's too late now.
You had a good Western Conference final song, and now you've got a good NBA final song.
It's too late.
What do you mean it's too late?
Well, we got to test the theory. You got to test the theory, Minix.
I mean, if the Air Corgi can change its mind, why can't we with our music?
Air Corgi just got beat, and I hope he's wrong again tomorrow, too, or
He
she.
better be.
Whatever the hell.
Absolutely.
Extra innings with James Pledger.
Or Jane.
Not Jane. You got a show tonight, right, Pledge? Okay, that's coming up next year on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The fellas in the morning huddle, AJ and Rob will get you started at 6 o'clock, and then Jason and I will be back here at 2. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for Window Nation. You know, it is June. Summer is here along with those hot summer days, and that means constant AC use and high energy bills. It is time to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book that consultation.
Ever tried answering emails with kids running through the house? Coldplay Cove is the better way to work and parent. A modern family space where you can grab coffee, work, recharge, and connect while your child safely learns and plays nearby. Built for families, rooted in community. Learn more at coldplaycove.com.
Thomas J. Henry Law fights even when the insurance company says your claim is worth nothing. Thomas J. Henry doesn't back down. That's how we put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just the last 4 years. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's be honest, watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the morning huddles. Rangers Double Dinger Payday.
Play ball!
Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat